And we're on.
Oh, so this is kind of a side note.
We haven't started yet. It's a main note.
Yeah.
It's not a side note, bitch. It's a main note. Go.
Okay. So, I want you to make an opener, right? Just, on the spot, come up with what you want to say.
Okay.
But include the email, say, hey, we finally got the email up and running. We're also on YouTube now, so you can watch our stuff on YouTube, add that little bit in there.
I gotcha.
And then the email is unapologeticvoices1@gmail.com.
Got it.
All right. The only reason is because I don't know if you've listened to some of our podcasts.
Yeah.
But it'll be us. We'll do our opening and intro, and then it'll be the next one is just my voice doing the intro.
Yeah, I heard it.
Right. So I'm like, well, why don't we get one of you?
Okay, I gotcha.
Mix it up.
Hey, y'all. Welcome back to Unapologetic Voices. Joining me today is the co-host and main creator of the show, Kyle-Elio Torres.
Oh.
I am Thomas Tripp. Thanks so much for joining us again. We do have the email up and ready to go, unapologeticvoices1@gmail.com. So reach out to us if you have any comments, questions, definitely concerns, that's for sure. Or if you want to just tell us how bad or good looking we look on the camera. Now I'm going to tell you right now, we should keep the first 30 seconds of this video because I thought that was pretty funny when you went side note and I was like, main note, bitch.
Yeah.
And then the whole part of you explaining to do an opening, I thought fits pretty well.
Yeah.
So welcome back. Thanks for joining us.
It's always a pleasure. Well, no, because the thing is, at this point,
right,
that's the opener that I'm going to use for the second half.
Yeah.
Right? So.
I understand.
So that's going to get cut out.
Right. So here's what we'll do.
Yeah.
At the end of this episode. Now we do a real
opener together.
What?
Now we do an opener together.
For this episode.
The one that we always do. Right?
What do we always do?
Well, we just entered, hey, it's me, Kyle, blah, 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 Thomas, accompanied by Thomas Tripp.
Yeah.
The exact same shit you just did.
Okay.
But this time I'm like, yeah, I'm here, and
gotcha.
you're here,
All right, so here's what I think. I think this should be the whole start of the first episode, of this episode, just cuz. Okay. And then at the very end of this, we'll cut and I'll record that opening that you said.
Okay, so another opening.
Yeah, we'll do another one. Okay. But that was good for the start of this episode. And I'm only saying that because I didn't stop. I kept going.
No, I understood. So it doesn't... that made it great.
Sure.
But
not for what you wanted. I got you. Yeah.
Was set up for the next part.
Got it.
So that I don't have to do that part later.
But I feel like we're losing good footage right now if I cut.
It is good footage.
You feel me?
Yeah.
And I don't mean to interrupt you. See how I did that?
No, that makes sense. Where the fuck did the bird go?
Oh, man. We need her at the start.
Well, she was in it.
Well, Kyle, you were telling me earlier today about something that had to do with a good buddy of ours who's not directly a coworker, but he's he's an indirect coworker. His name is Bobby. We'll say his name because he's a legend. Just flew out of town today for his birthday, which is really exciting. Tell me what the fuck you're talking about, bro, because I'm excited to know.
Okay, so before I explain the story, I gotta lay down some ground rules.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay?
Okay.
So, let me think of these ground rules real quick.
Okay, you didn't come up with them yet.
No. So...
I'm not allowed to hit you after what you tell me is what you're saying.
You could if you want.
Okay.
I'm not going to stop you.
Sure.
But just saying, we're on YouTube these days.
Yeah.
You can't get monetized for violence, so off-camera beatings is fine.
Sure. What if we blurt me hitting you?
I'm not going to go to that effort. If you want to edit it, go ahead.
If you want to cut this episode.
But, so, this is kind of the guidelines, right? I have done something shameful. I know it is shameful. I do not regret doing it.
What's happening right now?
Right?
Okay.
So, this is the guidelines, right? I know it's a bad thing that I did.
Okay.
I wasn't sorry for it.
All right. And this has to do with Bobby?
It has to do...
And a little bit of me?
No, not you at all.
Oh, okay. Just with Bobby.
I just thought you would fucking love the story.
All right.
Because...
Color me interested.
So...
Just to clarify, we're talking about Bobby that flew out today, not Bobby that used to work for us in the Discord.
Yes.
Okay, continue.
Like, when you say Bobby...
Mustache Bobby.
Yes.
Got
it. The guy that wears the purple jacket.
Yeah, my
always.
Guy. My dude, yeah.
Your main guy, the one that you talk to all the time.
White Boy Supreme.
White Boy Supreme, right?
Okay.
With the little almost Hitler mustache.
Love it.
So he shows up. So I go up to the ticket counter, right?
Okay.
I heard ticket counter was like extremely fucked up. I'm not gonna explain what's
I got
the issue.
you. No,
right?
no, I'm not.
I'm just gonna say ticket counter. Now you know I'm at the front desk.
I'm in it.
Okay?
Yeah.
So I'm up at the front desk, upstairs, and what is her name?
Which
April.
one?
April is up there, right?
Okay.
I'm gonna say her name because who gives a fuck? And if she listens to the podcast,
Are you talking about Melissa?
no. Melissa's the Arabic girl, right?
No, that's Nor.
Oh shit.
April hasn't worked at the place.
Fuck.
In a
April
long
is the
time.
other white bitch.
Yeah.
Yo, dude, I don't remember.
Racist.
Out here.
Okay. Melissa.
Yeah, Melissa.
Dude, I looked at you like, who the fuck is April?
Dog. I literally, I'm bad with names.
Yeah.
But
It's all good. I get it.
Whatever. I'm
the translator.
Yeah, he's my what is it?
Thesaurus?
My ghost whisperer.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He can hear the small hints.
I got it.
But yeah, Melissa, sorry if you watch this podcast.
Fuck you.
I know your name. It just didn't come up in my head. But Melissa was up there, and I just so happened to like go up there and help her out because what's his name?
Gilly Billy?
Gilbert. Yeah. He wasn't there that day. So I was told, hey, go up there, support her, do whatever you got to do to make sure everything's running fine. Which is just code word, go get some fucking chairs.
Got it.
But whatever. I'm cool with it. So I run, I go get some chairs, I come back up, and as I'm standing there talking to her, I'm bullshitting with her, blah, 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 and I mentioned my podcast.
Yeah.
Because I love like
Throw it
just
out there.
saying stupid shit like that.
Unapologetic Voices 1@gmail.com. Go ahead.
Dude, yeah. But so what ended up happening was Rob, or what?
Bob. Bob.
Is it not Rob?
His first name is Robert.
Okay.
But those kind of people have 8 different names.
Gotcha.
Just like how Thomas is Tommy.
See, I thought it was Rob this whole time, but then you started saying
it is Rob.
Okay. So, whatever. Rob walks up.
Okay.
And, he's like, he came walking up. He has like a tan,
Nice.
like a sunburn. And I'm like, okay, this man looks like he's been getting some sun. Like, I wonder where he's been, right? Because I heard that he's been gone for a couple days.
For sure.
Right? And I'm like, oh, cool. He's probably out there just having fun doing whatever. He comes walking up to us with a suntan, right? He comes up, stands there, and he's like, straight to business.
I like it.
Right? He's like, hey, how's the count? How's this? I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Melissa starts answering his questions, whatever, and then as soon as it was done, Melissa turns around to him and is like, so hey, you've been gone for like a week now. Like, what's going on? Like,
Okay.
what happened? And he was like,
I'm worried about what you said. Because I feel like I told you something.
I feel like you should know this story now that I'm saying
Now I'm worried. Okay, go ahead. Keep going.
But why you look so disappointed all of a sudden? So he was like, oh, I had to take a couple days off. And, immediately, me and her at the same time, why? What happened? And
Okay.
he was like, side note, before he said that part, we mentioned that he was like more tan and he has a sunburn on like his nose
Yeah,
and
you
all
said that.
He said, yeah, I've been lounging in my pool, just thinking.
Yeah.
And just like relaxing in the pool.
Yeah.
Okay, so like in my head, I'm like, okay, so he's chilling. He's having a good time.
Uh-huh.
Just relaxing in his pool.
I'm so worried right now.
Right.
Okay.
So he goes.
I know what's going on.
Yeah, you just figured it out, right?
I told you what happened.
No, you've never said it. You've never said it.
Good. So now I'm worried.
So we said, well, how come you took those days off? How come you've been gone this long?
Okay.
And he was just like, well, my wife had a baby, and then she didn't.
Yeah.
And then I was like, congratulations, man! Oh, dude.
No, you didn't.
Good job, man.
No, you didn't.
I gave him a hug.
You're such a dick. Oh, no.
And I was like,
Fucking idiot. What did Melissa do?
I was like, dude, that is such a... Nobody said anything.
Okay.
They stayed quiet.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And they're just like Rob, straight face, didn't change his reaction at all. Melissa, I look at her and I see her like,
Oh, my God.
she's like, what? And then I'm just like, yeah, man, congratulations, all this stuff. Like, I'm saying, like, you know, because I completely misunderstood, right? I didn't know I misunderstood until Melissa said, as soon as I stopped, I was like, cool, she might have something to say. Let me just
You're
quiet
so
down.
special, Ed.
Dude, I quieted down, and then Melissa looked at him. She was like, Rob, I am so sorry.
Fuck.
That really is a horrible thing. And he's like, yeah, it took a few days because me and my wife really had to, like, contemplate everything. And that's why I've been, like, in the pool just chilling because, like, I just don't know what to do with my life right now. And I was just like, oh! Had a baby? I did this in front of them. And I'm like, had a baby? Didn't have a baby. It died. Oh! And like that realization.
Bro.
I congratulated this man on his dead baby. And I'm like, I should say sorry.
What'd you say?
I didn't say sorry because it didn't look like I was just like in my head, I'm like, I need to apologize for this for sure.
Your voices were talking to each other in your head?
Yeah, no, dude. Like, usually it's just one voice in there.
Sure.
I had two saying, yo, dude, you fucked up. Hey, man, I agree that he fucked up. You know, like, both sides of my brains were working together against my body.
Fuck, man.
So then I immediately said to him, I misunderstood the situation. I take back what I've said about your child. It is not a congratulation. It is a shameful thing. But look on the bright side. And he was just like, what's that, Kyle?
Oh, my God.
And I was like, it's very common to have miscarriages, but at least we know that you can have a child, and as well your wife can have a child. And he like went into depth. He was like, yeah, it was actually unexpected because apparently his wife couldn't have kids.
Yeah, it was
And that was what they knew. Like, it was a solidified thing. Like, she can't have kids. It's whatever. We'll live with it, right? But then all of a sudden, something changed. She got pregnant. And, she ended up miscarrying. So, just so that we make sure, the baby wasn't born and then it died.
No, it was a miscarriage.
It was a miscarriage.
Yeah.
I'm not a complete monster.
Well.
But, yeah. That was the shameful thing I did that I've been waiting to tell you. I meant to tell you the last one, but we started ranting about everything else.
I was going to say, because he told me about this like 3 weeks ago,
dude,
so I think that's what it was. Yeah, I got you. Okay.
I think
that makes more sense.
I think he told us before he told you, to be honest.
Maybe.
And I've just been holding it in.
That's crazy. Because I remember, like, he told me everything in his office, but it was at the end of the day. So I feel like it might have been the same day.
He told us early in the morning.
It would have been, yeah. So I found out a few hours later.
Yeah.
Man.
But it was a whirlwind. Like,
you're an asshole.
I went through so many emotions in just like 3 seconds.
And he goes, what, Kyle?
But we had a straight conversation after that.
Yeah, it was an accident.
Because I realized, I'm like, whatever. And then he explained how him and his wife are going to be going on vacation again or whatever. And then they're going to keep trying now that they know that they can have. So, moral of the story is, I'm praying for him to have children even though I don't pray. There we go.
Hey, I like that.
Yeah.
I would really love for Bob to listen to podcasts, but now I kind of don't want him to know
that we talked about
that until he's more comfortable later down the line.
That's
a little too fresh, so I'm not going to tell him.
We could tell him to skip episode 9.
Episode 8 isn't out yet?
Episode 8 is out. Episode 9's coming up. Episode 10. This would be episode 10.
No, I thought this was episode 8. So I'm 2 behind?
Yeah. Episode 8 was our last one.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're right.
So there's
9 is still in process.
Out. Yeah.
And then number 10.
Yeah. This one's technically number 10.
Love it.
Yep.
Bro, really funny. You're retarded.
I deserve that one. I can't argue it.
Great story, though. You know?
No, really good.
Someone's calling. Is it someone we can put on the podcast?
Probably my brother. Yep, it's my brother.
Do you think it's an emergency or no?
No, he probably just wants to do laundry.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Your brother as in retarded brother or a brother that is racist?
That sounds like the same person, but...
I know.
But
Seizure brother?
No.
Okay.
Not John.
Gotcha.
We've established John in
We have established
this
John
universe.
is. Yeah.
John is
in the universe?
Yeah.
So not only do we have an animated show in the works, taking forever, but we also are going to have a multiverse theory.
Yeah.
I got hate about me not liking the Hulk in episode 8.
I heard about that.
Man.
I heard you got
It's not that I don't like the Hulk. It's just that...
Just so that you guys know, the email does work. You may write us and all that, but this lovely man got some hate earlier.
Get in the comments. It's not that I hated the Hulk as much as I got lit up for not liking Adam Sandler movies.
I got yelled at, too, for that.
You got yelled at for the music part, right?
No.
Oh.
I knew all about the music and all this stuff.
I don't know shit.
They were going into detail about Adam Sandler, and I was like, yo, I'm about to break him down for you, because I know a bunch of shit about Adam Sandler.
For sure.
You know? And, like, I started, like, saying all this crap, and they're like, well, why doesn't Thomas know any of this? And I'm just like... I don't fucking know. Like, it's not my job to know what the fuck he knows.
They do think, because of the way we act around each other, we were raised together or something.
Dude, for real.
Like, bro, I've known him for like 5 years. Like, I don't know what you want from me. I don't know. Adam Sandler doesn't do it for me. He's got great hits, great movies. He's obviously a great actor because I saw him in Uncut Gems, like we talked about. But I don't have, you know what I mean? Like, I don't like a lot of his work.
That's fair.
I'm not saying he's bad.
We did get a recommendation on a movie we should watch.
Okay.
Because of this.
And then we can talk about it.
Right. We can. But what we got was that it was an Adam Sandler movie that just came out that was a serious take, and he was in like another serious movie.
Like about the NBA
It was the one where he's in space or something. And
oh, I saw trailers for that. It's really good.
Like a talking spider or something.
Yeah.
And apparently the spider is like the star of the show.
Right on.
I don't know what it's about.
Yeah.
But I just know it's him, the spider, and some crazy shit's going on.
That definitely came out a while ago, but it does look good. I got like a clip on YouTube.
Yeah.
Of them like talking.
It was recommended to me, and I was just like, oh, well, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, why not?
So at some point we should watch it and then talk about it for about a quick half hour. I gotcha.
Yeah. Just our listener threw it out there. Why not?
Hey, Unapologetic Voices 1@gmail.com. That's what it's for, baby.
Yeah.
Get in the comments.
Every 30 seconds, we just promote the fucking email.
So, I've got a story in my head that just, like, came back to me today. I was taking a shit, and I just kept thinking about, like, just stuff that I could talk about that maybe some people could relate to. And some of that includes, like, when I was a teenager and dumb shit I would do, just like, everybody does. I have a story about when one time my friends and I, who I'm kind of no longer friends with, but we used to be best friends, were almost shot to death at his house. So this is before kind of like house alarms and things like that. I mean, I'm sure that ADT, like house security shit was around, but we didn't have it on my block, okay?
I was going to say, I live in the ghetto. I don't know those magical letters you just said.
Exactly.
Like
those are the letters I learned when
security camera was the old lady who sits across from the house, just stares at your house the whole day.
Right, and she goes, "Hey,
I saw some weird people go in your backyard."
Right. Exactly. So, to kind of recap, basically, or to inform, my friends and I used to live very close to each other in the same neighborhoods. And we used to walk to school. This would be both middle school and high school because we lived very close to both, like at least 1.5 miles, right? So walking home one day to my friend's house, we'll call him T. We're going to T's house. The side door is busted open. Now T is an avid hunter. Like his dad would take him hunting all the time. Avid fisher, avid gamer, avid guitarist, whatever. Like his house had a lot of good stuff in it. Basically is what I'm saying. The door was like cracked open and we were all very concerned. Now this is the point in time in your life when you're 15 and you think you're invincible, okay? Oh. So what do we do?
You just fucking rush in and start beating the shit out of grandma?
So T calls his mom and he's like, or he calls his dad first, I think. And he's like, hey, somebody broke into the house, blah, 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 whatever, right? He starts giving his dad the information. His dad's like, well, I get off work in like 30 minutes. I'll come there, okay? Nobody talks about cops. Nobody, you know what I mean? Nobody calls for help, whatever. This is what we do. Bunch of fucking idiots, bro. We grab rocks from outside. Yeah. Like rocks, motherfucker, from the driveway.
Oh, like little pebbles?
Yeah.
Not a big rock.
No.
Little pebbles.
Like handfuls of pebbles.
Okay.
And we line up SWAT style. We post up on the door. We breach the door to the back. And it's one of those doors that, like, you go straight down to either the basement
or upstairs.
or up to the, like, kitchen,
like
right?
curves then goes, yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
So we bust in there. I take the kitchen. I run in there. I grab a knife out of the thing. I grab another knife, and I toss the knife over to our other friend, who we'll call D. And I start coming through the living room going, is anybody in here? Just yelling. Fucking stupid kids, right? And T goes down to the basement. I hear him, like, grab a rifle, and we're like 15-year-olds, dude. So we're like arming up, and we're clearing the place like we're the fucking SWAT team. And it's because, like, it's that day and age when games were, like, you know, exploding and everybody had access to rated M for mature games. So, like, we were tactical on Call of Duty, man.
You're ready to gun down a motherfucker.
We're ready to kill people, right?
Okay.
Stupid ass kids, man. So we
Video
bust
games
through.
lead to murder. Yeah, you were proving the stereotype.
That's true. So we bust into the house and we start clearing the rooms and whatever, and the whole place is clear. And we're like, and nothing's stolen. So we're like, oh, we're good, blah, blah, blah. So we start hanging out like we normally do. We don't care, right? We're like, we don't give a fuck. We're down in the basement playing video games, talking about shit. I'm holding one of their guns. No, we put the knives back. I'm holding one of their guns because we're just like hanging around and whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't retarded. I wasn't going to do anything dumb.
Okay.
But I was just kind of like looking at it, whatever, you know. So.
He is retarded.
Thank you. So. Fast forward about 5 minutes, okay? Like, short amount of time this all happened. We cleared the house in 3 minutes. We were down playing games in 5 minutes.
You guys really just didn't give a fuck.
We didn't give a fuck. At like 8 minutes and 30 seconds, the back door gets kicked open. What do I do? Knowing me, what do I do? Bro, I go like this. Around the corner with the rifle. And there's a female cop with her gun aiming at me, and she goes, ah! And she starts yelling. Very unprofessional, by the way. She either should have one just shot me.
Oh, you would have got capped so fast, but she saw the white in your eyes.
That's what it is. So she freaks out at first. She goes, come outside, come upstairs with your hands up, blah, 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 come upstairs. And so she's freaking out, right? But, like, this is what kind of saved my life, because I guarantee you she probably would have shot me. Mathini's about to rip into you. Or give you a kiss. I don't know. As I had the gun kind of like this behind the basement wall, you would say, right? I'm peeking like this. So the gun is, like, just out of sight.
Yeah.
And so they're like, come upstairs with your hands up right now. How many are in the basement? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, there's 3 of us. It's all good. He lives here. We're coming up. And so I take the gun. I go like this real quick, and I eject the shell, and I throw it on the couch, and we're upstairs. Okay?
You brought the gun?
No, I threw it on the couch that was down in the basement.
Okay.
And we're up the stairs. Now, here's the description of the party. D, the second character, is a 3.5 foot tall Mexican guy that looks like John and has, like, brain damage. He has, like, a scar on his head. Okay? Nice guy. So they look at him, they touch his, like, pockets, and they're like, just stay up against the wall. They look at me. I'm a little better built, but I'm still a kid. I'm, like, 5 foot on the dot, right? They, like, grab me, they look at me, they're like, they lift my hoodie, they're like, hey, man, just do me a favor, stay up against the wall. And they kind of put my hand on my chest, right? Let me describe to you who T was in this day and age. This is the part that gets a little funny. T, my friend, for some reason hit puberty, or at least a growth spurt, when he was about 12. He was 6 feet tall.
Massive motherfucker.
400 pounds. He's overweight at this time. 400 pounds. And man, when he came up the stairs, everybody freaked out. I saw tasers come out, and they grabbed him, shoved him against the wall, immediately put him in cuffs, and started, like, taking his pants off and checking everything. And they were like, go, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Not to mention, our outfits at the time were probably not very appropriate for, like, you know, not appropriate is a different word I would use. I would say we used to dress like people who would be the kind of people who couldn't get into a concert. If you kind of get what I'm saying. Yeah. Like, we're talking...
Fuck, you have your dick out or something?
Black hoodies all the time, gym shorts, slides.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm trying to say?
That sounds like people who would be at a concert.
Yeah.
Gym shorts.
We dress like homeless people is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Not like in like...
Like the one that robbed your food.
Okay. So, yeah. Like, exactly like that. So anyways, you know, Tyler comes out. Oh, shit, his name's T. So Tyler comes out, and he's, man, hood up, massive dude, and they, like, start checking him and shit. And then Dad pulls up. So Dad pulls up, and he's like, hold on, wait, what's going on? Because they're about to put Ty in the back of a fucking police car. They're like, wait, that's my son. He lives here. Wait. And they're like, what happened? And T's like, hey, man, what the fuck's going on? And he goes, well, I called your mom. I called your mom to ask if she just left the house.
Unlocked.
And he goes, I have her on speakerphone. And, like, in the speakerphone, we hear T's mom go, oh, yeah, I left the door unlocked. Is it a problem? And there's like sirens and police cars and T's in handcuffs and we're all standing there like, what the fuck? So basically, they went and inspected the house as well, and they like took half the guns. And like...
They took the guns?
Yeah, they took like... They seized half of the property. Like, you know, their property. And,
well, you can get your guns back.
You can, yeah, but he had to, like, the dad had to pay a fine or some other shit because the guns were open and there were teenagers in the house or something.
Yeah, you were definitely underage playing with guns.
I mean, you know, we didn't admit to anything.
You were a dumbass playing with guns.
Hey, so yeah.
You are the fucking, like, stereotype of why young adults get shot.
But I did a great job.
I don't care what you did. Just saying.
So that's kind of my story.
I used to go to school and have police there being like, if you ever see one of these, what? And your friends playing with them, get out of the house. Don't play with that.
Oh.
You know?
Nah, I didn't have that.
Oh, okay.
My school system was too broke to teach us that shit.
Oh, I don't know if they were that broke. Maybe they just thought you guys didn't play with guns.
Maybe that's what it is, too. Yeah. I did have somebody come to my charter school.
I will say this.
Hold on! I did have somebody come to my charter school with a BB gun before, and they got arrested and expelled from the school. Gotcha. Go ahead.
I will say this, that I went to a private school my younger years.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So, technically speaking, I went to a school named CCA, right? Okay. Cesar Chavez Academy.
Sounds Hispanic.
It was. Yeah. But when they first started, they started out as a private school, and then they slowly turned into like a normal charter and like regular school.
Do you think that was good, or do you think I should do something like, oops?
Oops what?
Do you think I should say, hold on, yeah? Or should I go, oops?
Do whatever the fuck you want.
I technically interrupted you this time, so go ahead. Hit me.
Right.
No! Wait! So you went to this private school?
Hey, calm down. She got excited when I went to go hit you.
She's like, finally. Huh?
That's so weird.
Oh, what's going on?
She keeps putting her...
She's getting me. That's really cool, actually, that she's like trying to like...
She's never done this before.
Oh, really? So it's kind of like a new experience right now?
This is 100% new for me.
I would love that to happen to me, but I have this earring, and I know she hates the metal. She always tries to go for my like ring and shit. Oh! Yeah?
Yeah, fuck your earring.
Oh my god, how cute! Yeah. For the audio listeners, Houdini, our resident macaw, is currently on Kyle's shoulder, not really deciding if she wants to commit. She's just dancing, bobbing her head, having a great time.
Yeah, she's just trying new things.
Oh my goodness, she's peeking around his head. In my point of view, it's very cute. I'm glad we do have the video option available on YouTube. It should be uploaded within a 2-week period.
Give or take, yeah.
Post podcast release, so be sure to check that out. Like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell if you can on YouTube. Also, reach out to unapologeticvoices1@gmail.com.
I was about to say that.
Yeah. I saw it, baby. I got you going. Do you have anything going on right now, or should I throw in the shit about my car lately that's been really pissing me off?
I'll let you talk about the car.
Let me tell you something, dude. I'm getting really fucking sick, and you reminded me of this either today or yesterday.
It was today.
I have such bad luck with my car my entire life. It really pisses me off. So you know that I get pulled over at least once every 2 months, if not more, just for nothing.
I don't know how you have that kind of luck, because I've never gotten pulled over, like, for anything other than the one time I made an illegal left turn.
Yeah, right.
And that was, like, literally the first week of me starting to drive. Mm-hmm. I made that turn at a school. Apparently I couldn't do it. Cop pulled me over immediately.
I thought you were talking about the one from, like, 4 months ago.
No, I had a car accident.
Oh, did someone give you a ticket, too?
Yeah, I got it.
That's the shit that pisses me off. When you get into a car accident, they start fucking writing you up for what? So you have to pay an extra $200?
Sure.
No, it's retarded. That makes me angry. I remember you told me that, and I got pissed.
Right. But that's just that's like
the
a side note.
Yeah.
Because, I wasn't going to go into a whole tantrum about it.
Okay, gotcha.
But I think that's crazy that you get pulled over so
It's constant.
much.
It's constant.
Like, my complexion, that complexion, that thing gets pulled over more than this thing.
Hey, man. And you drive a red car, too.
Yeah.
I've never driven a red car, and statistically, red cars get pulled over the most.
Really?
For some reason. Yeah, that's like a thing. I think it's red and white cars.
I always thought it was
red and black,
colors that stand out. So if you have green, yellow.
Oh, for sure.
But
I think I read literally like online like red and black cars or something. It's red and something, but red is the main one. Anyways, I get pulled over constantly, and I never really get tickets. But if I do, they're always impeding traffic. I don't have any points or anything. But like something about Michigan cops, like there's just something in the air. First of all of them are high school degrees only. None of them are fucking smart enough to get any real jobs. And I say that with a grain of salt because I do respect police authority. I do not respect
police education.
Individuals.
Oh, okay.
And police education, yes, because I had to do a lot of research on this shit because once upon a time I actually thought about applying for the police force, and I instead did kind of a branch. I did like a police authority for a little while before I was terminated for unrelated reasons. But should I tell that story? No. So you have to be kind of dumb to be an officer. That's like a prereq. Like you can't be super smart. They'll put you somewhere else, basically. So patrol officers are like mental, dude. Like it really pisses me off, and I'm not going to go into the politics of it or whatever. I'm going to talk about how I get pulled over so much. I drive perfectly fine, yet I seem to hit every fucking nail on the road possible. I'm driving to wherever the fuck I need to be, and something has to happen. I was in traffic for an hour and 20 minutes getting here today for no fucking reason. I got hit by a pebble yesterday, so I had to spend $20 on a vehicle windshield repair kit and take 2 hours out of my time to fix that yesterday. And it feels like the crack isn't fixed enough because I feel like the more I drive, I keep looking at the fucking lines that are right around the part where I fix it. It feels like they just keep getting a little longer, and I think it's just me going a little bit crazy. But I get pulled over constantly. I get into like tiny little accidents, dents, scrapes all the time. And like, this car that I'm driving right now is like my baby. It's like the first car I've ever...
It's because he's Asian. I've just been thinking.
It's not a Mitsubishi or a Subaru. So it's American made. So you think a lesbian like myself would drive a Subaru? I've actually always wanted a Subaru. So because lesbians drive Subarus.
Yeah.
So
I understood the joke.
Gotcha. Well, there was no reaction on your face.
I wanted like a.
Oh, thank you. So I fucking hate my luck with driving. I already told the story about the deer. I hit the biggest pothole in the world like 2 years ago, if you recall that.
Yeah.
It was the size of this couch. Nobody on God's fucking green earth could miss it. And for some reason at 3 a.m., I was driving along this very dark, unlit road, which I complained to the, the county office about it. Still never got any news back or a refund for my expenses or anything, but...
What would you?
Exactly. It blew... So here's what it is. First of all, it destroyed my car, basically. But, you can make a claim to get it fixed or refunded for if it's a claim less than $1,000, which it was. My claim was like $700 to $800. Mm-hmm. So you can ask the county to fix it if you have proof of like... It should have been fixed. It should have been noticed, blah, blah, blah. And I gave all the pictures and everything. Literally, the size of this pothole was the length of this couch. It was so fucking massive.
It was a sinkhole,
essentially.
Nearby.
Well, thank God I haven't seen it yet. It's definitely not the ways that
You
I
don't take the road that way.
Okay. That's what I'm saying. It's like literally a crater. Like someone should have fixed this.
When I pick up Juan from his house to take him to work, if he's at his parents' house, I have to go past that pothole.
Oh, I bet that's hell.
Dude, I remember the first time I hit it, I was like, I'm not going to pick you up from your house ever again.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, if I got to hit this bitch every time I come here. And that was when it was small, right?
Now it's just massive.
Now it's literally the length of the couch.
Why?
It's huge as fuck.
Why is it not fixed? Where are the tax fucking dollars going?
No idea.
To the military. So
you know the best part though is
what's that?
My street road is brand new.
Yeah, it's nice. I like the speed bumps.
Back in the day, this happened a long time ago though. But there was like a big sinkhole that happened right at the end, where
it's that scary
where the fire hydrant
turnaround. Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
Just a little bit more in, the whole area caved in, and they like just filled it with like bullshit. And like it was like that for like 2 years, and everybody was like, dude, it's only getting deeper and deeper.
Yeah.
And they finally came out and redid the entire fucking street.
Well, that's nice.
Which was cool.
Yeah.
Because it was unexpected. No one thought they were going to do that.
And they just came out.
Yeah.
That's very nice.
They said all cars need to be off the road or they will get tickets. And we parked on our on our driveways
on your things,
and all that. And they fucking came out. It was like a 2-day thing. That was it.
Damn, how did people get out?
Like the first day they came in, they tore everything out, and then it was just this flat road
that you could drive on.
I
got you. Yeah.
And then if people had to leave, then the next day, brand new road.
So this pothole that I hit should have been fixed apparently, because when I looked online,
it says fixed.
The county, not that, but the county said this road and specifically this block that I drove on was due for under construction 2 months prior. So I sent that evidence in with my shit through the mail and through email. I got a response on email from the city clerk, assistant or whatever, saying that they forwarded this up for me. And that was like 1.5 years ago. So I've never heard anything back. I did resend the email to get a checkup about 5 months ago, but I don't expect anything back at this point. I'm sure they just assume that I blew it off. And it's not worth a lawsuit or anything. You know what I mean? It would cost just as much, if not more, for me to make a big deal out of it than to, you know what I mean? To win something against the city. And they fixed the pothole about a week after I got into that.
Right.
Got into that shit. But anyways, my luck with cars and driving in general is just retarded.
It's dog shit.
It's dog shit.
Yeah.
And I literally, I try my best. I do not speed more than 4 to 5 miles over the speed limit because I get pulled over so much. I purposely make sure they have no reason to pull me over. You know what I mean? I don't have dumbass stickers on my car. I'm not cutting people out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I get constantly pulled over. I've been pulled over 100 times. It's ridiculous.
I just don't know how to feel bad for you.
I appreciate that. I don't know what to say and I don't care.
It's not that I don't care. It's just literally when you hear it every other week. Dude, do you know what happened to my car? Dude, at this point, I don't give a fuck about your car.
I've heard too much. I don't give a fuck.
Your car has gone through knob at this point.
Yeah, that's pretty true. Except for this one. This one's gone through a smaller battle.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I was trying to make a reference.
It is your... Oh.
Damn. She went right in the ear.
She went right for my ear.
She went right in. Yeah.
That's why I had my hair down.
Yeah.
She's been chewing on the hair.
Maybe you should have the headphones on.
This time, she went right for my ear.
Yeah. I'm going to side note real quick.
Go ahead.
I just got an email from corporate regarding that person who complained about 2 weeks ago that I've been super pissed and screaming about for the last 1.5 weeks. Do you remember that story about what I'm talking about? This person that complained after they were helped right away. And I called on the phone for 20 minutes and he was screaming at me before I lost my cool. And I was like, hey, you need to, that's enough. I'm not listening to you anymore. You are completely disrespectful and out of hand and I'm done with your crap. And I hung up the phone.
Yep.
Just got an email from corporate right now and I'm not opening it because it's the weekend.
You're off the clock.
I'm off the clock.
You have no reason to do it.
But I'm for sure going to freak out about it on Monday. I'm going to fucking start yelling. And the fact that I have it on my phone just sitting there, I need to enjoy my weekend because I know I'm going to get mad. Because this guy won't let it go. And he's a local. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I know where and who this person looks like. Like...
The blind guy?
No.
Okay. Different.
Not that dude.
Okay.
Not as bad, but almost the same thing. But no, this is the guy that is like screaming over the phone at me for 20 minutes.
Gotcha. I do remember
This is like
that.
2 weeks ago.
But just in case,
Bro,
I was just thinking.
I got you.
The other guy.
Oh, the same thing though, like where they don't shut up. They just keep talking to like different days. They take time out of their day to stop it, to like reach out to like corporate and stuff. You know what I mean? For stuff that is literally no one's problem except for theirs. And not like, you know what I mean? Like, what's wrong with you? What mental disability do you have to make other people's lives so hard for your inconvenience?
Well, I don't know if they have a mental disability. I know they have a disability.
What's funny is it's not even him, though. It's his wife.
Okay.
Who I did feel bad for at first, but then I realized everything was fine. Everything was taken care of. There's no fucking issue.
Right.
So when I call you and try to hash it out with you like a man...
The person who fell and then that guy's mad about it?
Not that one.
Okay, I keep jumping.
That would make sense.
People, but that one makes sense.
That would make sense, wouldn't it? If something happened?
100%.
Nothing happened with this one. This person just wants to cause a problem.
Got you.
I swear to God, I'm psychotic enough to want to fight the fuck out of that person as soon as I see them. And I guarantee you they're like 85 years old. I'll beat the shit out of them. I don't care.
Graham gotta go.
No hospice will save you from me, bro. I'm fucking
shit.
pissed. You. Chill out, baby. Also, you're very cute. I need you to come sit.
Well, every time you get energetic, she starts to get energetic too.
Well, you know.
So like
podcast.
When I clean, I clean off this couch every single time before you come here.
Because
and how I do it is,
Sorry.
Well, sometimes like she'll perch and she'll throw her food.
Right.
And it'll land all over the couch.
Right.
All the time.
Nasty bitch.
So I'll take the couch and I'll just start beating the shit out of it, right? And she'll go wild and she'll come and try to attack the couch too.
Hey, I like it.
Thinking that I have a problem with the couch, so she has a problem.
Oh.
So she'll fight with me.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's really cute.
Yeah.
Can I make a personal request to you?
Sure. You want to sit here?
Should I? No.
Okay.
What, you think that's what's been going through my head this whole time?
But I want to know, like, if she'll bite you hard or will she just get away?
I feel like she likes me now. She let me pet her just now. So anyways, what was it? She's like, I don't think so. So, keep that chink away from me. So, if I get married or whatever, can the bird be the ring bearer?
Sure.
Because I assume she'll be around for that long.
Oh, yeah.
You said she's 4?
She is 10 years old or 11.
10, I'm sorry.
She may be 10 or 11.
I'm thinking the other bird.
But for that, she's still young.
Yeah. She'll be like 40.
Very young.
35. Yeah.
Well, they can live up to 80 years.
Holy fucking shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Depending on how well you take care of them.
Yeah. And I mean, hey, she's healthy.
I got her on a good diet.
She's out here fucking around, man.
Technically nuts. She's not really supposed to eat a lot of peanuts. But she really likes peanuts, so I don't care.
Who are you to deny those pleasures?
Exactly.
God?
I feel the same way.
Yeah, man.
That's why I feed her whatever the
Give
fuck.
her cigarettes next.
Dude, I literally share my regular food with her, and that's bad.
Dude, my cat, you know Herc, if he looks at me and I'm eating something, man,
Yeah.
I clean it off a little, make sure there's no seasoning or anything. Mm-hmm. There you go, baby.
Same thing.
Sorry.
Like, I'll be eating spaghetti, and I'll just go, here, you want a little bite?
Hey.
She'll grab the noodle.
All right. I'll know. Stop doing that. I'll know. If you lose a tooth on this podcast, I'm freaking out. I'll know one day when my cat passes that they were satisfied. I'm going to get emotional. That he was satisfied with his life with me. And I never denied him any impulses.
Right.
Okay? I'm going to give him weed, like anything he wants. You know what I mean?
Weed, everything.
That's my baby boy.
I don't know what these things would consider weed.
There's got to be some plant that, like, gets him fucked up. Kyle, thanks for giving me You didn't give this to me. Courtney gave me your fish thing.
Fuck you.
I'm really enjoying it. It's very therapeutic for me because I used to have a fish tank my entire life.
Yes.
Like, I grew up with the sounds of the filter running.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's my sleep.
I like it. It's very calming.
It's my ASMR. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I have it. Thanks to Courtney, and I immediately went in, and I got a new credit card. So I went crazy at, the pet stores, and I filled it up, and I've been cleaning it, keeping it nice. It's very therapeutic. And the cats like it. Herc doesn't really hit it. They kind of just watch, and they get a little upset when the fish start moving on it. They go, they get excited. But they don't touch the box, which is nice. Not to mention, it's heavy. It's at least 30 pounds with all the water.
So, I'm just going to say this.
20 pounds, yeah.
I'm happy you're enjoying it. But I'm very jealous you're enjoying it. Because the one thing I do like fish a lot.
Yeah. You look like a fish guy.
I'm one of those, like, when I was younger, I had a fucking...
Fish face. Go ahead.
No, not... I had Johnny at a young age, yeah.
Okay.
But I had a fish tank, and I had like a what is it? Like a 200 gallon or whatever, the really big ones, right?
Okay.
Like a really big one.
20 gallon.
Is that a 20 gallon?
200 gallon is a fucking swimming pool.
Oh, never mind. My bad.
20. You're talking about like a big one though. How big?
Like,
give me feet.
For the end of that couch?
Yeah.
To like maybe right here?
Damn.
To like up here.
That's like 60 gallons.
Oh, okay.
That's a lot.
A huge one.
It's like 50 gallons.
Like literally unreasonably big.
Yeah.
Right? And I used to
love that
shit ton of fish.
Nice.
Like a bunch of them.
Yeah.
And then, one day...
Sea salt? Or seawater? Or fresh?
Mostly freshwater.
Have you noticed that freshwater smells worse than seawater?
Yes.
When all the algae and like vegetation stinks? Continue.
But long story short, had them for a long time, and then they all ended up dying and whatever.
That's the worst.
Which is fine. Like, I was one of those people. I bought a bunch of fish. I had them for a long time. They slowly started dying.
Oh, it wasn't instant.
No, not instant.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
I just never bought more.
Got you.
Right?
Cycle of life.
So they all just started dying. They all disappeared over time. And then we got rid of that giant-ass tank. And I was like, whatever, who cares? Because it was kind of like the family thing.
I gotcha.
Yeah. I didn't think too much. Like, they weren't my fish. They were the family's fish.
Yeah, but it was... Yeah.
Yeah. And then later on in life, I got, like, a smaller 20-gallon, which is actually in my attic right now.
Oh, you still have it?
Like a 20-gallon one.
That's cool.
Like a small one.
Yeah. 20 gallons big. That's not small.
Well, when you're going off of what I was used to.
Yeah. The one you gave me, I think, is 3 gallons.
Yeah.
So 20 gallons is pretty big.
100%.
Yeah.
And then when I got that one, I filled it up, and I only had like maybe 20 fish in it.
Yeah.
Which it could have housed way more than that.
For sure.
But this time I did goldfish. And...
easy peasy.
Easy as fuck to deal with them. The only problem is, during that time, I didn't know the difference between the different fish, like tropical and goldfish.
Okay.
That's why I asked you that question.
Gotcha.
Because I murdered all of my tropical fish because I put goldfish with them.
Yeah.
So what ended up happening was I thought I could just take a whole bunch, throw them in, take a whole bunch, throw them in. But goldfish pollute the water faster than tropical fish.
Yeah.
So... it becomes really toxic for them.
Yeah.
Goldfish don't give a fuck. They have the toughest genes.
They'll survive.
In the world.
Yeah.
That whole thing could be dark green.
Yeah.
And they would be thriving.
Chilling.
Yeah. But the other fish, drowning, suffocating.
Yeah.
They just die.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So like, I was buying all these tropical fish with all the fucking goldfish that I had. I was cleaning the tank all the time, and I'm like, why the fuck do they all keep dying? I don't fucking understand. And like, I'm talking with people, and they're like, no one's telling me the real reason, right?
Yeah.
Because they're not understanding that I'm mixing the fish.
Right.
Right? And then one day I just told like this guy at fucking PetSmart, and I was like, yeah, I just have the giant tank with all the fish in it. And he was like, well, what kind of fish you got in there? Why do they keep dying? Have you changed the water? I was like, dude, I've changed everything. I've literally dumped out the whole thing, put brand new water, fucking refiltered it, redid everything. And he's like, what kind of fish you got in there?
There it is.
And then I was like, well, I have like an army. It's like maybe like 15 goldfish. And he's like, well, how much of the tropical fish do you have in? Like, and then I was like, and then I have like a bunch of the tropical ones. That's what I said.
Right.
And he was just like, and what's dying? He's like, all my tropical fish. He's like, okay, I understand now. And I was just like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's just like, you're just here to murder your fish. And I'm just like, what the fuck do you mean? He's like, well, tropical can't live with goldfish. If you do have them with a goldfish, only 1 or 2. You can't have like fucking 20.
I thought you couldn't mix them at all.
You can, but it has to be...
Yeah.
The water needs to be filtered properly.
Gotcha.
Right? So, 1 goldfish isn't going to do enough to kill all the other ones, right?
Right.
So, it was like, okay, fuck it, whatever. I took out all of the tropical, left all the goldfish in there. Goldfish fucking thrived. Like, I had this really cool one that had like this weird jelly
Love those.
forehead.
Yeah.
And like
Megamind looking motherfucker.
it just kept getting bigger and bigger. And I'm like, how big is this fucker gonna get?
Yeah.
And like, because they can grow to the tank.
Yeah, they get pretty big.
And as long as there's space.
Yeah.
And there was only like 15 of them.
Yeah.
It got to the point that like some of them were just outgrowing the others, and they were just like, they wouldn't eat each other, but they would like not fight but hit each other.
Okay.
So like, if the fish was right here and it was like eating, bigger fish would just come up, boom, slam into him, eat the food.
It's pretty funny.
You know, dude, I watched fish get tackled, dude. But
you ever put a beta in the middle of all that?
I did have one.
Oh, horrible.
It did not live inside there. I knew betas were dangerous for other fish, so I had that one in its own like bowl size one.
I gotcha.
Because they live.
You know what's weird? They don't need space.
They don't need a lot.
They don't need anything, man.
No.
They need like a burger size of space.
Yeah, I've always felt bad for those fish.
Oh yeah, you know when you go to the pet store, they're in like ramekins.
Yeah, they're just little sad containers.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is this shit? These
Right.
poor fish. And then I know
Then
that
you learn.
if you put them together, they'll kill each other.
Yeah, and they're like bred for
Yeah, they're just bred to kill.
some reason to kill. Yeah.
And like, why do you fucking sell them?
Why do you exist? But easy pets to have.
Easy. They're pretty. So good, and they're friendly.
They are friendly to people, yeah. They let you grab them with the net at any time.
Like those little fish, they fall in love with you.
Yeah, they're like the food. Oh shit, they're like
surprisingly, they're like very loving. Mm-hmm. Even though fish don't really seem like a loving creature, some people say it differently.
I know emotions when I see it.
Blub, blub, blub.
I see a soul.
Blink, blink. But yeah, no, I had that whole issue with the fish. And then, like, they died after a long time. And then I was like, cool, I don't want fish anymore. And then Courtney, when I moved in... Well, I didn't move in, but I would stay the night at her parents' house all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
She had a fish tank there.
Nice.
And I was like, why don't we put fish in it?
Oh, okay.
You know?
Right on.
And I convinced her to put fish in it, and then we put a bunch of them. We even got a little frog.
Nice.
And they lived a long time, and then we ended up moving out. Well... She ended up moving out. I didn't live there. I just came there like on the weekends. But she moved out, came to my place, and we left the fish there. And her dad stayed and took care of them for a long time. Cool. But I guess after a while, they died. And then they don't have that fish tank anymore. But I still have my fish tank.
Nice.
And I've considered reusing it, but I don't want to go to the hassle.
Where would you put it?
That's the problem.
Also, it's a money thing. Things are way more expensive than they used to be. I remember my dad used to spend $20 for everything. Well, fish, food, cleaners, everything. Well, siphons.
That's why I'm remembering why I'm jealous of you. Because I bought that tiny fish tank because Courtney fucking teased me with a fish.
Okay.
Right? She brought a fucking fish home from her cousin because her cousin couldn't keep the fish because they bought a fish that keeps eating other fish.
Oh, gotcha.
So then I'm like, cool, we have a little fish now. We should go buy some more. And I said that, and I was like, we'll get a bigger thing. And then I bought a bigger thing, and then I put a little stupid thing in there, and then I fucking
talking about the tank filter.
You gave me? Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And I was like excited to go to the store and buy a bunch more.
Yeah, hook it up, yeah.
And then the fish fucking died like a day later.
Oh, sad.
And then I was like, well, it's dead now, so are we gonna get some more? And she was like, no. And I was like, why did we buy all this shit then?
Oh, man.
And then you fucking came over like a couple days later.
She just gave it to me.
And she was like, here, you want this fish tank? And then I was like, well, there goes my fish tank.
Oh, I'm sorry. You didn't say anything. But is it because you saw the hope in my eyes? Because I told Courtney,
as soon as you saw it, you were like, oh, I've been wanting this.
Literally that same exact model.
And I was just like...
Because it comes with a filter and it's a good size. Especially for an apartment. Yeah. So I was like, oh, this is perfect. And I was looking online, like, they're like, some of them are like $40, $50, the ones that I wanted. Mm-hmm. And I was like, that's just, I don't want to spend that much money. Then I have to buy the fish plus everything else after.
I ended up getting it on sale because I know that thing was like $32 or something like that. And it was on sale for like $40. It was 20. It was like $24.
Okay.
I'm trying.
Still, that's worth it.
Yeah, it was $24 and like something change.
Yeah, everything works pretty great. The filter is quiet and smooth.
Yeah,
I got new filters for the filter. You know the things.
Yeah.
You saw the tank on the video I sent you.
Yeah.
Looked good.
Just to insult me.
No, come on.
Yeah.
I wanted you to like be
You were like, here's my fish, here's my cat. Ha, bitch.
Yeah, I did show the cat. Just so you know, like, yeah, fuck you. Do you like the theme?
Yeah, it's nice. You have a
Roman helmet.
The Roman little helmet, and then
the Colosseum.
Like a rock or something. Yeah,
it's
Colosseum.
It's a like Colosseum from Rome, like a little miniature of it. Yeah. So I got king snail, 3 tetra, and Placos right now.
Yep.
And then I have 2 live plants in there.
That's cool. The live plants help with the oxygen spread. Yeah,
I figured that's the one thing that would keep these fish alive is something live. Yeah. And I got the snail because I'm not trying to clean it once a week. Once every 2 weeks is good enough. God damn it.
Hopefully the snail's not pregnant.
If it is, that's
because a lot of people will buy a snail and then they'll be pregnant, and then there's just thousands of snails in your little tank.
I had that one time when I was a kid. I got a snail with like goldfish, and I had that goldfish for a long time. I had that goldfish for about 1.5 years. That goldfish lasted me. Okay. One time I had a snail give birth, and it ate all the babies. I watched it crunch the shells and just devour them fucking kids. Right in front of that little bitch's eyes. I was like, wow, that's sad.
I used to watch a TikTok channel where it was just this lady who had a...
she fed it things?
So it was a snail, but it was like a carnivore snail.
What?
So she would get like eggs and other snails, right? And she would like throw them in the water, and that thing would like hunt them.
That's badass.
And it would like, you would see it come up, it would go to the shells, right? And it would like literally go into the shell, slurp them out.
Oh
and
my
then, like,
God.
You could see it go, grab, pull out, and then slurp it down.
That's so cool.
It looked cool.
I used to be obsessed with videos like that.
And it had like these whiskers, right? And the whiskers would like move. And
triangulate position.
Yeah, literally, it would like walk up, and then it would get close to the shell, and you'd feel the whisker just go. There's the shell. I'm touching it. You know.
Horrible.
So
awesome.
So I'm gonna be a little bit quiet about this because I wasn't.
This is a low key story.
Yeah, this is a low key.
Let's get a little closer to the mic so you can whisper.
Let's get a little bit closer to the mic. Okay. So.
No, I'm just kidding.
Get away from my feet.
Houdini is on the ground. Okay, go ahead.
So, I told Courtney that I was going to tell this story on the podcast.
Okay.
But she told me not to say it because it's very personal and it's like fucked up for her.
Okay.
Right? But I don't give a fuck because she didn't go through what I went through.
Okay. So you have a part to play.
Yes.
It's your every right then, brother.
So, first and foremost, you may not know this about Courtney, but she has what's it called? She's schizophrenic.
Okay.
Or has schizophrenia, whatever the hell it's called.
I didn't know that.
Right.
She doesn't really show signs.
Right. So she is not schizophrenic when she's awake and when she's like doing things.
Okay.
Right? It doesn't just randomly hit her.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know how it works for other people.
Mm-hmm.
But the only time she's ever had episodes is when she's been sleeping and her nightmares come real.
You're getting louder.
I know.
Okay.
But her nightmares become real.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So the first time this ever fucking happened to me, I was staying the night at her house for her parents, right? And I was sleeping on the bed, and she randomly woke up, got up, screamed really loud, and ran out of her room. And then just so happened to be that when she ran out of the room, she broke a floorboard and fell into the floor, right? And then hit the ground screaming and all that. Me knocked
just knocked out.
And then, what is it? And like, she's just screaming, there's a fucking bear! There's a bear! Right? Like she saw a giant bear coming to attack her, so she ran away in fear.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Because like I'm freaking, I just get woken up.
Was that in this house?
No.
Okay.
That was at her parents' house.
Okay.
Right?
So there may have been a bear.
Right. There may have been a bear on the fucking. Well, she lived like in the attic.
Okay.
Or like the upstairs.
Yeah.
But Excuse me. But that was the first time like that ever happened. And then she explained, like, I guess it runs in her family or something. And then I looked it up, and apparently it does show up. It starts at a young age, and then there's no real cure for it. So it just happens throughout your life, right?
Okay.
So it only happens to her when she's like sleeping.
Yeah.
Or dead asleep.
There's worse things to have.
Yeah. Worst things to have, right?
Honestly, it makes great stories.
It's not that bad, dude. The stories, they're so fucking good.
So what happened to you
What happened to me?
during that?
So I want to explain. Sometimes shit just happens, right?
Uh-huh.
So there was a couple times where it was in the room over there. We're sleeping. I'm sleeping on my side. She's sleeping on her side. And she'll just randomly wake up and she'll be like, babe. And then I'll wake up, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And she'll be like, what is that? And she'll see like a fucking shadow person or something. I don't fucking know.
Uh-huh.
Right? And then she'll be like staring at it, right? Like hard as fuck.
Oh my God.
And I'll like get up and I'll turn the light on and she'll still be staring and she'll be like, and then I'm like, what are you talking about? There's nothing there. Like there's literally nothing. And she's like she's staring as if it's either still there,
right,
or it's gone.
Or she's looking for it. Yeah.
Or it's gone, right? So like that's happened a lot of times. Like that was like somewhat of the craziest at that time for me.
Gotcha.
Right? A long time ago, like she saw bugs one time. She saw like a black hole. Like she saw a couple things, right?
Okay.
One time she saw something and socked me in the face while I was sleeping.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay.
But I was sleeping, and like all I felt was a bah, like a perfect shot to my face.
Yeah.
And I wake up immediately, see her like cocking her hand back again
For another one?
Yeah. And I'm like, why the fuck did you just sock me? And then she like wakes up and she's like, what are you even talking about?
Oh, that's horrible.
Well, she's like, she's laying down. That's how she hit me, like that.
Oh my God.
But that's not like this recent one that happened Tuesday is probably the craziest one that has ever happened to me.
Oh, we got a recent one.
Yes.
All right, what do we got?
So there was signs of it coming too.
I'm holding this because I think the audio levels aren't picking it up.
Really?
Yeah.
But so what ended up happening was this happened like the day before, right? So the day of was for Tuesdays, but the day before, this is what happened. I woke up to get up for work. Yeah. Right? It was Tuesday going to Wednesday, but this was what happened for Tuesday night. I was sleeping, I woke up and I saw her laying back, right? And then I'm like, okay. I looked at the time. Yeah. I'm like, I gotta get up. I'm like, all right, I'll get up. So I sit forward and I go to like get up. As I sit forward, Courtney is like, so like how you are is how I am. Yeah. Right? She just does this and then she like, her eyes open. And she just... Oh my God. She just gets in my face. Oh my God. I'm so scared. And she just hops up, gets in my face. Hell no. And immediately, I think she's having one of her, like, things that she does, right? Yeah. And I grab her by the face and push her head down. So, like, I'm like, oh. Yeah. And she, like, goes back down. And she's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? And she was like, I was just trying to smell you to find out if you took a shower. What? I was like, yes, I fucking took a shower. And I oh my God. And I started to get ready for work. But
that's terrifying.
That's what happened to me just the other night. Right? That was pretty calm. Okay. So now Wednesday. So yeah, now it's Tuesday night going into Wednesday. I literally just went to sleep. I was playing video games with McLean, Johnny and Pelos. It was like 1 a.m. I was like, fuck, dude, I got work. Yeah. It's bad that I stayed up this late. It's about to be 1:30. I go in there, I take a shower really quick. I come out. It's probably like 1:15, 1 something. And I like lay down and I'm like, okay, I got to get to sleep. Whatever. Boom. I knock out. I go to sleep. It's almost 2. right?
Right.
So I went to sleep about 2 a.m, give or take. Courtney's still knocked out, whatever. All I know is it's about 3, and all I hear is, "Oh my God, babe, oh my God." And then I'm like, man, what is this bullshit?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I'm
scared.
I just start to get stomped on.
Okay.
So like she gets up on the bed and just starts like
my
just
God.
stomping me.
What?
Like fucking me up, dude. And I'm just like, just getting fucked up. And she's like stomping the shit out of me, right?
Why?
And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
And she's like, turn on the light. And keep in mind,
Yeah.
I'm on this side of the bed. She's on this side. The light's next to her.
Yeah.
Right? So like same distance. If I was laying right there, there's the light right there,
yeah.
right? So I'm like laying back and I'm like reaching for the light for dear God. Oh, she's just I'm just getting stomped on. And then I like turn the light on for a second, right? And then she stomps on me again and I turn the light back off.
Oh shit.
She starts freaking out even worse.
Right.
And then I turn the light on and I like push her off of me, right?
Yeah.
And I like slide to her side. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Don't you know I'm trying to sleep? And I turn around and go right back to sleep.
After all that.
And I start falling asleep on her side.
Yeah.
And like the light's still on, right? She's still like coming out of it, waking up.
Yeah.
And she's just sitting there. And she's like, why are you sleeping on my side? And she woke me back up.
Oh my God.
And I was like, you listen here, bitch. And I rolled over to my side and she stepped over me and then laid back down. And then the next morning when I woke up and she woke up, and you know, after she woke up and got whatever out of her system, she's fully awake. I asked her, I was like, so what the fuck did you see last night? They just stomped me out. And she was like it's the fact that she didn't realize she did it, right? She didn't think it was real, right?
That's awesome.
So she looks at me with like the most purest face.
Yeah.
I did stomp you out last night.
Oh jeez.
Like that realization just hit her.
She's like, oh, that did happen.
Yeah, like that just fucking happens.
Like you didn't have the worst night of your life.
So that's
She's gonna stab you one time. You're gonna be like, I'm trying to sleep. I feel like you could have told that story louder because it would have been hilarious if she came in here trying to defend herself. She probably still heard it and she's just standing out there embarrassed. That was really funny. Yeah, I know. That's crazy. Yeah. No, that's like... So we need that on a shirt because that's like your catchphrase. That's crazy? Yeah. Is it? You've said it so many times. I was thinking of a shirt for me. You'll just be like, that's crazy. Like exactly how you say it. That's true. Every time. I don't like how you said it perfect. Yeah. I was feeling on my shirt we put retarded with the hard R. Oh, okay. I don't know. I just thought that kind of fit. That's funny. But that's crazy. I feel like I say that a lot. Your catchphrase. No, and people seem to hate me for it. The retarded part? Or that's crazy? Yes. Okay. So, that was really funny. I did not expect that. Dude. And I'll be honest with you, it's not that embarrassing. It's kind of just like... It's not embarrassing to me. Like, it's the fact that I got my ass beat. Like that's funny. It's fucking hilarious. Like, how could I not tell this story to the people? Yeah. Like, if it's not that bad, it's not, you know... But it's just the fact that she doesn't like her personal... I get it. Issue. Like, that's something she's had her entire life that she's gone through. And I'm like... Yeah, but now I'm utilizing it for my benefits. And it's hilarious. It's funny as fuck. Dude, I told Tracy that story. Yeah. Tracy was not prepared for me to tell her, like, all the shit that has happened to me while I'm sleeping. That's abuse, dude. Dude. Like, well, I'm just saying, one time I did kick Courtney in my sleep. It's okay. Yeah, but she probably deserved it. She probably beats the hell out of you while you're sleeping. You don't even know. Oh, dude, I've had times where, like, so, you know my buddy Leo, right? I do know Leo. Or at least you know of him. Which Leo? My friend, the one that you saw the picture of. I've known Leo longer than you. No. No, I mean, like, I've known him longer than I've known you.
Yes.
Continue.
Okay. Because the way that you said it, no, I've known him since he was like this.
No, yeah.
Like,
I meant like...
we went to elementary school together.
I've known Leo longer than I've known you.
Fair enough.
In terms of friendship.
Yes. Right.
Because I've known Leo, I'd say, for 8 years, technically.
Yeah. That's fair.
Go ahead.
But all right. So, that's because he was trying to fuck his girl, just so everybody knows.
Ayo.
But, yeah, Leo used to tell me all the time, like...
I would have gotten away with it, too, if it wasn't for those damn Valorant kids. Go ahead.
Yeah, fucking Valorant kids. But what ended up happening was...
I'm so sorry, dude. I'm really sorry. I have to interrupt you one more time, because my autism's kicking in.
Go ahead.
Can you rip that off your arm?
Oh, shit, I have a little stringy.
Thank you so much. I'm gonna be honest with you, the entire episode I've been watching that shit, and it's really getting to me. And now the bird's going for it. I don't want her to choke on it, though. Okay, brother, what were you saying?
So, Leo used to, like, punch me in the face while I slept.
Why?
Because I would, like, snore in his ear.
Validated?
Randomly. Like, we'd be sleeping together, and, like, I've always had, like, snoring problems and shit, and, like, I snore. I used to be a lot quieter, but now I'm, like, even louder.
Yeah.
But I just remember him telling me, he's like, dude, you didn't even wake up when I punched you in the face last night. I was like, you punched me in the face? Is that why my cheek hurts? Like, that's what used to be for me. Like, I just would get hit, and then my sister, she used to kick me in my sleep.
Gotcha.
So, like, because, like, if you touch me while I'm sleeping, I stop doing whatever I'm doing. Okay. So, like, if I'm breathing really hard, or if I'm not breathing, if you just hit me, I'll snap out of it. So... that's what would happen to me all the time, and I would just ignore it and not care. But like,
it's a little different.
It's a little different with Courtney, but it's happened to me my whole life.
You kind of have to be on guard.
Because
what if she you know, does something like accidentally makes like glass fall on you or something? You know what I mean?
Happened once.
See, that's the kind of shit I'm talking about.
So one of the things that happened one time was we used to have a picture frame above our bed. And it was there for like a year. Mm-hmm. And one day we were just laying and it decided to fall. And she immediately freaked out and like did this crazy shit. And like she like hit the wall or something and then it fell. Yeah. And then she like it landed on both of us. I started freaking out because all I heard was a crashing sound. Right. Yeah. I didn't know there was glass all over my face. Oh my god. All over my body. Holy shit. It fell right on top of us. Fuck. Right? Yeah. And like she immediately started freaking out, jumping around, and I'm just like, whoa, what's going on? Right. And like she pretty much like did her whole little freak out shit until she woke up and then she was fine. But then we had to like clean off the bed from all the glass and we were like, we're never hanging anything above our bed again. You know? So,
hey, lesson learned. Yeah. Did I tell you about this painting that I got my girlfriend that was very expensive that shattered? No. It's just a quick little side note. Plays off of that. We went to Grand Rapids. Well, kind of around there. We went camping and we drove over to Grand Rapids for like a day, kind of like in the city. We went to this really big vintage place, like massive. It was kind of whack. Like, Houdini's bobbing. So,
scratch that sweet spot.
What's a good horror movie where like you're trapped in a place that just looks the same? Have you ever seen Vivarium with Jesse Eisenberg and like it's all these suburban houses that are like the exact same? No. You know what I'm talking about? No. Okay. Have you seen The Maze? No. I can't think of a good horror movie concept to like get you to understand what I'm saying. Okay. The Shining. Do you know how the hotel is like its own entity? You motherfucker. Everyone's seen The Shining. That's not true. I've seen it. Don't touch my hand, you gay bag. I've seen it. All right. So, yeah. So you know how the hotel is like an entity within itself. You're basically trapped once you're in it. It's kind of like one of the tropes, right? That's the deal. I swear to God, these vintage stores we went to, antique stores, were built like insane, like a horror movie. I was honestly getting, I don't know if this happens to you. This happens to me when I'm in a space like that with like the specific kind of lighting, with the smell and the dust and shit. I get kind of sick. I feel nauseous when I'm in a place like that for a long time. Not like claustrophobic, but like
I don't like the smell of fresh comics. And I know a lot of people like the smell of fresh comics.
Like that, exactly. I feel that way about, what's a good example? Like, not shoes, but like something like that. Okay, do you know the stink of an arcade? The penny smell?
Yes.
Okay. You know how you feel after you get that smell for a long time and it like infects you?
Yes.
If that makes sense? That's how this antique store was, because it was massive. There was about 400 rooms. I'm not exaggerating. 400 rooms, about the size of your living room, each one, with different shit in it. All for sale. It was crazy. It was like insane. It was a giant warehouse with like 3 antique stores built into one. It was massive. I'm going to be honest with you. The boys, really we should go. Okay, it was cool. Wait. In the long run.
Yeah.
Like everywhere you went, there was a new room filled with shit. Okay. It was really cool. Yeah. But it got to the point where I was getting...
Were there themes?
A little.
Okay.
Like one room was like old car parts. One room was magazines. One room was... you think it would be a library? No, it's books scattered everywhere like the fucking Holocaust. Like it was like... Right. Did they burn shit in the Holocaust? Burn books? Somebody burned books.
I was going to say they burned people.
Fuck. What's the... Okay, the Dark Ages when all the Christians burned like science and stuff?
Yeah.
Kind of like that.
I knew exactly what you were going for.
But we're getting somewhere. So, like...
Okay.
Every room was crazy, right?
Yeah.
I was also shopping to get a gift for my girlfriend, but I wasn't really going to tell her. And in the middle of one of the dark, dank hallways, like literally you walk through hallways filled with antiques to get to more rooms. It was scary how big this place was. So anyways, I'm going through one of the maze fucking goddamn hallways. Like at the corner of my eye, something catches my eye. It's a giant painting. Beautiful painting. It's about the size of your painting out there.
Oh, that's big.
Yeah. Like it's nice.
It's fucking huge.
I would say it's a little smaller than that one.
Okay. Still big if it's just a little bit smaller.
It's a little bit smaller, but yeah, massive. Painted in glass. It's a beautiful like Monet painting from about, I'd say 100 years ago it looks like. I dated it on my Google Glass, but I don't remember. It's about 100 years old. And it's actually, the painting itself is threaded in with like designs on the outside. And then it's covered by an old wooden frame, like ancient, you know what I mean?
Okay.
With glass. So I was like, this is cool as fuck. It was like 150? I don't know. It was some price point that was pretty high that you would pay at an antique store. You know what I mean? Unless it was something massive. Like, I was like, wow, this really catches my eye. And I was like, babe, get over here now. And whenever I really want her attention or just to piss her off, I get really annoying. I do it to you, too. I'm just like, hey. I don't do that to you, but I mean, like...
That gets my attention. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, you're right. That's a bad example.
It doesn't really, like, bother me.
Do you know how I talk to employees where I just go up to them and I'm kind of like, what?
Oh, like you're talking about that annoying thing that you do.
Where, like, I get really aggressive first? Which annoying thing? I'm not shaking your fucking hand if that's what's going on here.
I hope you understand what I'm going for.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, fuck you.
Not that. I meant, like, you know how I annoyingly will pretend like I'm in a different mood than I actually am?
Yes.
Like Sheree, I do that to Sheree all the time.
Yeah, all the time.
I go up to her and I'm like, what? And then I'm like, actually, like, I'm just fucking with you. So, long story short, I do that to my girlfriend all the time just to, like, piss her off just because I'm annoying.
Yep.
So I'm like, Maggie, get over here right now. Come look at this. So she comes over and she is like, what happened? You know what I mean? And I'm like, look at this. Like, I like say it gently. I'm like, look. And we're looking at this massive painting and she's like, oh, I love it. And I'm like, good, I'm buying it for you. So long story short, I have this giant painting, right?
Yep.
It's been on the floor, like, leaning up against the wall next to a whole bunch of other stuff I haven't put on the walls, like a painting of Hercules we have and stuff.
Yep.
You've seen it. It's just sitting on the ground against the wall. It's been there for about 2 months now.
Yep.
And I was like, fuck it. I'm going to put it up while she's gone. She just went on a trip, right?
Yes, sir.
So I put it up. What are you doing right now? What are you doing?
Just say yes.
Shut up, bitch. So I finally put it up. And I put it up with the really nice, like, double-sided wall. Don't scare her. She's gonna look at you and stop. She's gonna like, what? You're gonna break your neck on the podcast. So
I don't even think it could hear the cracks.
I put on. It's a massive painting, so I put 6 of those heavy duty, whatever they're called, command strips. You know, shoved those bitches on the wall, and I held it there. I literally just had the TV on, and I was holding it against the wall for about 20 minutes.
Yep.
20, 30 minutes. And then it says, leave it to make sure it's like, you know, intact. Fast forward, literally like 7 hours. Middle of the night. I think it was Sunday, so it must have been Monday morning this happened. Midnight, dude. I heard hell. I heard a fucking... This story leads up to a point that gets to the podcast, by the way. I heard like all hell break loose. A fucking massive crash, and I jumped up, gun in hand. Dude, I swear to God, I like literally was proud of myself because I was like it's in the drawer, closed.
Yeah.
Out, man. I was like, what the fuck? And Herc, gone. He sleeps with me. Out. Levi, didn't even see the cat. I don't know what happened. So I ran out to the living room, and I'm like, what the fuck? Shattered glass everywhere. Somehow my TV, perfectly fine, because I hung it above the TV. The painting weighs more than the TV. You know, the whole frame and everything?
Yeah.
Somehow missed the TV. I don't know how physically that's possible.
The gift by the gods.
Facts.
I would say the other part, but I'm not going to say that part.
But I gotcha.
Yeah,
so I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So somehow made it past that and didn't hit my desk, nothing, right? You know what it did hit?
What?
The shield thing I made for the podcast.
Oh, that's what you were talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why you brought that broken shit here.
Yeah, and it's not even broken shit. It's just the soundboard pieces.
Right, I understand.
Which I figured we could get a cardboard box and just...
Oh, yeah, easily fixable.
Which, by the way, I still... Now, after hearing the last episode you put out...
We don't need it.
We might not even need it. Nope.
We finally fixed how audio works.
Not we. You fixed it.
Well, yeah, I did.
I'm going to throw you out there, buddy.
Yeah, okay.
Full credit CEO right there.
Full credit, thank you.
Yep. I'm more of like just the face. Go ahead.
So side note.
Yeah.
Because fuck you.
Yeah.
I have a debate that I need quenched and, thoroughly fixed.
What are you about to bring up right now?
So I walk into...
Look at me in the eyes when you tell the story.
Huh? I walk into the office.
Don't look at me.
Yeah, don't look at me. Okay, so I'm gonna set the scene real quick.
Set it up, baby.
Get
set it
my
up.
fat ass up.
Because I'm gonna tell my side of the story as well. You bitch.
Start grabbing some shit. This is good. All right. So I come walking into the fucking place, right? And I'm like, walking, and I get in. I'm carrying some heavy shit, a bunch of shit. Yeah. And then he's standing right at the clock-in machine in front of me with a goofy-ass, stupid smile. Yeah. And he, as he's standing in front of me, I'm just like, well, fuck, I'm holding this. I put this heavy thing down for a sec, right? And he sticks his hand out, or he sticks this hand out specifically.
The right hand, yeah.
And he goes for a shake.
And I say, good morning, Kyle.
And he's like, good morning, Kyle. And I'm like, looking at him, and I'm like, okay, whatever. I switch hands with my stuff, shake his hand, and then I tell him to get the fuck out of my way.
I don't think you even shook my hand. I think
I did shake your hand.
Oh, you did? All right.
Because
man, you're getting real aggressive right now.
I shook his hand.
Calm down.
And then I went and clocked in and then fucking put all my shit at my desk in my office.
And then he came to verbally assault me in my office.
And then I'm gonna put all this shit back. Damn, she really throwing these nuts at me.
She was literally throwing them at you. I don't want to distract you because you were talking at the time.
And then he fucking goes, what kind of not insecure, what's the word?
Insult?
No.
Inbred.
No. Not
imbecile. Is it I-N?
No, it's
intolerant.
Something like that. More of a...
Insecure.
What kind of bullshit, or what? You couldn't understand that I couldn't shake your hand at that moment. What kind of
I could understand because you're well known for finding ways around things. So I thought, in my mind's eye, you would take your left hand.
No.
That was free to do the weird reach around, or you would just say,
Because
hey, asshole, I can't shake your hand right now.
So I want this to be known.
Instead, you assaulted me verbally.
No. I knew that if I shook his hand with anything other than my right hand, he would have said something to me stupid.
Yeah, I would have said, what are you, queer? You fucking shaking my hand?
Exactly. And I knew you wanted some sort of punchline.
Yeah.
And I didn't give it to you.
Yeah.
Because I switched hands, went for it, and then instead of me saying good morning to you, I said, get the fuck out of my way. So I could clock in.
Yeah.
And you took so much offense from it.
Of course I did.
You went to your office desk just to be like, dude, Kyle's on some other shit. He's such a bitch. Like, I don't understand what the fuck's wrong with him.
Why am I so gay in your head?
Because you are gay. Like, that's it. Like, you started, like, bitching, and then, like...
Oh my God, Kyle, it's so stupid.
And then I went in to the office, and I asked Tracy, I was like, Tracy, do you think I'm wrong? And Tracy was like, well, I saw you holding all that shit. Why do you think I got the door for you? I was like, thank you for getting the door for me. And then she was like, yeah, I saw your hands were full. I wasn't trying to get in your way. I was trying to help you out, get you through, put your shit down. And I was like, you know what? Guess who didn't fucking do that? Guess who stood in my way, stopped me from clocking in, and then also bitched and moaned as soon as I shook their fucking hand. You bitch.
Yeah. Is this for, like, additional lighting, or did it just move? Okay, thank you. It was bleeding into my eyes. I couldn't see you.
It was meant for the bird because it makes the bird shine really well.
It does. I see it.
Mm-hmm. Like, with it off?
No, put it on. She needs her spotlight.
Yeah. And then, boom.
Yeah, she seems to like it.
You know, when I washed her one time, all her feathers turned green when you wash her.
What?
Don't know why. Like, I used the soap on her and everything. And
that's cool.
And her feathers were green for, like, a long time. And then the moment she dried, they went back to, like, her vibrant
Did you use, like, a green soap?
No. I just don't understand. Like, you know, the water's not yellow.
By the way, it must have been hard to bathe her because feathers are made for keeping water off their bodies.
Yeah. So what you do is you fill the tub up to a certain
degree. In there.
And just throw her in and just keep splashing her.
Yeah, I do that with the cats.
Yep.
Does she like it? I'm going to take that as a not unless she's forced to.
I want to say she doesn't fully hate it.
Okay.
But I bathe her once a month.
Yeah.
And I feel like she doesn't bathe... Because you're not supposed to bathe them a lot.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
But I feel like she doesn't understand that the water is good.
Okay.
Because she's not used to being in the water.
Yeah.
I feel like the people who took care of her back then didn't do that.
I feel like they didn't bathe her at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, I do that for her, so I feel like she thinks I'm just trying to drown her.
I gotcha.
You know?
Show me your thumbs. Yeah, you got them witch claws growing. They caught the light. I saw how you were talking, and you know how you talk with your hands? I was like, oh shit.
Don't worry about that.
It's alright.
I haven't clipped them, but I clipped these ones like a while ago.
That's a sign of good health, as your nails keep growing. Mine grow exponentially fast for some reason, so it must be good.
Oh, okay. Mine don't grow too fast. It's like a week and a half, maybe.
No, that's good.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. No,
that's very good. Because I used to read about a lot of health. I was very into, like, you know, Asian medicines and stuff like that at some point in my life. I read a lot into, like, how your body shows you
I just had
things.
This is a side note.
This is
I just had, like, a Vietnam flashback of, like, Chinese remedies that I fucking hated because my mom would do some of them.
Lord have mercy. She used to stab you with needles?
No. But if you want to finish what you're going to say,
no, I'm good.
Go for it.
Go ahead.
Okay.
We've been very good this podcast.
So,
we've only had one
there was this one thing. I don't know if this is a real fucking Hispanic bullshit.
Okay.
But there is this thing that my mom used to call, which she called it...
horchata.
No, it's called... Dutsa?
Dutsa.
And she would take 2 fingers...
Oh, boy.
Put a cloth on it, right? Fucking put some sort of miracle ingredients on it where she would get like
Vaseline.
Salt, honey, fucking like, you know, stuff that's actually okay, right? But salt, honey, lime, and like a couple other citric stuff. And she would like swirl her finger in the juice, right? And then she would say, hey, you have a sore throat, you said? Come here. And she would grab me by the fucking chin and fucking shove it down my throat.
Wow.
her two big ass fingers, and then I'd be like, and then I would have fucking honey and all this other shit and salt just jammed into my throat. And she's like, "It's good for you, bitch." And then I would choke for a moment, and then she'd pull it out, and then that would be the end of it.
This is a real thing.
Oh, you looked it up?
Yeah. So, I don't know if it's not saying anything about it being like a Cuban.
I don't know if it was a Cuban thing, but she told me she used to do this in Cuba when she was a child.
Well, you know, it's one of those things, like, your generations of, like, medicine passed down.
Yeah.
It's real.
Oh, yeah.
Just depending on what it is.
My throat would get better, but that shit sucked.
That must suck, yeah.
It was horrible.
Yeah.
Like...
You know, like the Filipinos, we put I've never had this done, thankfully, but my cousins do. Mm-hmm. They put, like, Vaseline on their feet and, like, eyes.
Feet?
Yeah, or some shit like that.
I've done here in the chest.
Where it's supposed to go.
Here right by my nose.
Sure.
And then I've done here as well.
Okay, gotcha. No. The Filipinos, they'll put them on their feet, put socks over it. Who's that?
Mikhail.
Okay, so they'll put the feet up. Because if it's someone funny, we should just put on speaker and just be like, "Welcome to the podcast."
Hey, welcome. You're here tuned in on our podcast. How would you like to say your first words?
Whose fucking car is that in front of my fucking house?
What color?
The blue one.
It's mine, you cunt.
Alright, bitch, I'm about to winch that bitch out the way.
No, bitch. Don't do it.
What are you doing?
We're doing our podcast right now. We have you on speakerphone.
Alright, well, I was gonna say, you gonna come with me?
Where are you going?
Street. Across the street.
When?
Right now.
Well, I'm in the middle of my podcast.
And?
I need a few minutes then.
Did Ma hit you up?
No, why?
None. She sent me a message. Some bullshit.
Oh, she sent you some new shit? You know, I thought you were going to be funny, but you're not.
Yeah, I was hoping for, like, a big, like, reveal. Like...
No, this is real life. What's wrong with you guys?
Fair enough. Okay, I'll see you in like.
Go ahead and do whatever the fuck you're doing.
I'll see you. Yeah, I'll just see you in a little bit.
All right.
Well,
that last line was great.
We got one N-word and one good line.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I thought he was gonna talk and say something a little more wild than that, but instead he was like, "No, this is serious."
It was a little funny.
A little bit.
Not what I was expecting.
No.
Just enough that we do need to bleep two things.
So, just so that you understand what he's talking about, he's had a big fight with my sister.
Yeah.
And they've had like a big falling out. He doesn't talk to them at all.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want anything to do with them.
I remember this.
But he still loves their kid, right? So
who doesn't love her?
Right. So he bought her a bunch of gifts and stuff, and he wants to give them to her. And he doesn't want to deal with them. So he wants me as emotional support to go with him to deal with them while he gives gifts to Grubby.
I gotcha.
Right. So that's that little detail. Then he's also talking about my mom. My mom recently is going to be having a surgery or something for... So it's either she has cancer or she may get cancer from what she has.
Okay.
So they're talking about cutting it out of her.
Gotcha.
But for them to do that, they have to cut out like half of her fucking guts.
Damn.
Yeah, so apparently like on her... whatever that one, your intestine.
Colon. Okay.
So on her intestine, she has like some sort of growth or something.
Gotcha.
And it's literally like the growth is going all the way to her stomach.
Oh, it sucks. They gotta get it now.
So they think that it's cancerous. She took like a bunch of tests. They find out sooner or later.
Yeah.
And she has to have a surgery where they're gonna cut off like half of her stomach, half of her intestines.
Yeah.
And then...
How old is your mom?
She should be good. My mom is...
55?
No, she's like in her 60s right now.
Really?
Yeah. So I think she's like 62.
Okay.
I could be wrong because I'm bad with aging when it
Gotcha.
comes to my mom because
Yeah.
I don't really like... I don't know. I don't think of my mom like when I look at her, I don't see her as getting older. You know, I just see her as she always is.
Yeah, I got you.
You know,
Makes sense.
like unlike you, I was raised with my mom, so like, I see her as she is. But and you know, she has had cancer in the past, where she had breast cancer and all that, and like we had like this whole thing, and they literally like just cut open her boobs, got rid of them, and then she no longer had cancer again. Yeah, from what I remember. So then, so if she does have cancer this time around, it's not unexpected because, you know, people who've had cancer in the past have a chance of getting it again. But that's kind of a side note-ish thing. But she's a strong woman. She'll be able to live through it.
Yeah, I think so.
You know?
Dude, your mom scares me. I feel like she could fight anything.
Oh, dude. Like, literally,
she could survive.
There was I went to the house and, like, she, like, told me, she's like, Kyle, I think I'm dying. And I was like, you can't die yet. And she's like, why? I was like, because grandma's still alive. and my grandma has everything in the motherfucking book. Dude, this lady doesn't die. And I'm like
diabetes, cancer, all the shit.
Dude, like everything.
Wow.
And I'm like, and she's literally pushing like 88.
Wow.
Because I think she was 87. Unless I'm bad again and she's like higher than that.
Damn.
But I told my grandma, I was like, I know what you're doing. You're sapping my mother's health, aren't you? This is how you stay alive.
You're sucking it, you vampire.
She doesn't speak English. She doesn't know what the fuck I'm saying.
Love it.
And I'm like, it's all your fault. And she's just like, she has like dementia and shit. She's like, oh, what do you mean, mijo?
That's awesome.
Yeah. And I'm just
your grandma's like Coco.
Yeah, and then I'm just like, don't worry, grandma, I'm just playing. You know I love you. And then I give her a kiss. And she's like, I love you too, mijo.
That's funny.
Yeah. Now, she has an accent. My grandma really do.
Your mom has an accent too.
No, she doesn't.
Guyana.
But yeah. So that's like recent, but it's been happening like since it start of last month.
For sure.
Makes sense.
Well, I hope it goes well.
Yeah.
Because your mom will make it through it.
Oh yeah, no.
She's a badass.
Sure. Easily. You know, something that I thought was kind of disgusting. I'm side noting because, you know, I don't want to continue talking about my family.
Did you see Carmon's finger?
Who?
Carmon. The overnight guy?
No.
Oh, Kyle, you missed it.
I don't know who he is.
Okay.
The really tall black guy?
Yes.
I saw him come in and he said something really loud.
Yeah.
But he walked right past me.
Yeah.
So, like, I didn't...
There's two of them. There's Carmon and Jermel. Carmon wears a beanie all the time.
That's the one I saw.
Okay, listen. I'm going to interrupt you real quick because it's very important.
Go for it.
You may see him, I think, tomorrow. I think he also works tomorrow.
I will keep an eye out for that motherfucker.
Listen. He got bit by, I think, a black widow or a brown recluse spider. Something necrotic.
That happened to my mom.
On his finger. His entire hand is swollen. Like, dude, it's bad. I thought his hand was broken when he came over to me. I was like, dude, you gotta go home. We can't have you work with that. And he goes, nah, fam, it ain't broken. I'm like, what happened? And then he, like, really puts it in my face and pus starts flowing out of it. You would have loved it, dude. It's beautiful.
That's wild.
So his finger is 3 times the size.
Yeah, it's huge.
The other 2 fingers here
they
are
probably can't
swollen.
Even move.
No, he can't move it. It's stuck like this.
Yeah.
And his whole hand is swollen like a golf ball.
Yeah.
Bigger than, I'm sorry, like a baseball. And there's pus coming out like nonstop. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, you know, like, did you go to the hospital? He's like, I can't afford that. And I was like, if it's necrotic, you could lose your finger and all that other stuff. And he's like, well, the swelling's gone down since the weekend. And I'm like, that's good.
It was worse?
It was worse, he said, yeah. And he showed me pictures. It was worse. I'm like, I don't know what bit you did, but it clearly is corroding your skin. Like, it's corrosion.
Yeah.
It's bad. There's pus coming. Like, he didn't touch it. There's pus pouring out of it.
So, I want you to know. So, this is why I think my mom is, like...
invincible.
Yeah. Next level fucking creature. Right? So, not a black widow, but probably a brown recluse or something.
Yeah,
something bit her that was extremely poisonous.
For
right?
sure.
Bit her on the top of her hand. And, her hand completely started swelling, right? Huge as fuck. And she was like, she did the same thing he did, right? She was like, I'm not going to go to the doctors, whatever. It's just a spider bite. And she thought it was like this tiny little thing. She popped it, right?
Yeah.
And then the next day, huge as fuck, right? And she looks at it and she's like, wow, this is bad.
Wow, this is bad.
Right? And it's kind of hard to see now, but she went to the doctors and they literally removed all of her skin from her hand.
Holy shit.
They were
She's
like...
probably dead under there.
They literally said that all of that could have like poisoned her.
Yeah, it could kill you.
Even worse.
Yeah.
They need to get it off.
Wow.
So they like cut it all off and like... I don't know if they took skin from somewhere else.
Yeah.
But they like closed it and she has like a smaller scar, but it's like... It's still big, you know?
Wow.
And she just has it on her hand and she's like... She didn't care. Like, she was just like, it's every day of the week, fuck it. I knew for a fact she couldn't move these 3 fingers.
Yeah.
She couldn't move this and this. You need these.
Yeah, you need those.
So, I've come to this thought. You may tell me if I'm wrong or not, but I don't believe you need a ring finger. I feel like a pinky, a thumb, and your pointer finger are the most important ones. Middle finger, you just use for side things, but it still benefits because it's your longest finger. Because you use it to do a lot of different things. But I don't think you need a ring finger.
What the fuck are you talking about, dude?
If one day you just, had to cut off your finger, and someone said, hey, if you had to lose a finger, which finger would it be? I'd say my ring finger.
There's a story about that, about like a prisoner in Russia or something who had to survive by eating his fingers.
That's cool.
Like he was forced to do so because he had no food.
Right.
But like his guards were
did he just eat piece by piece, or did he actually...
I think he like once a week went... because
that's
mentally your brain stops you from doing it.
Right. No, you have to easily bite through a
you can bite through it at any time.
Any of these joints, they just crumble.
Like mentally, you have the power, the muscle power to bite like through this table.
Well, yeah, you also have the power to bite through your own teeth.
That's crazy.
But your body tells you.
I'm trying to lift weight like that, baby. Give me some smelling salts. I'm trying to bench press.
I thought about buying smelling salts just to like
have them, yeah.
Because I feel like
I know exactly what you're saying.
They would help me so much.
With what?
Because I feel like someday
with waking Courtney up.
Well, no, it's just sometimes like when I'm at work, I'll start to like get that falling asleep and I feel drowsy. But if I had that would just
punch in the face.
Yeah, quick punch in the face. All right, I'm good. Because literally, I was in the office with Sharuk.
Yeah.
And I was like doing my assignment and like I was just getting it done and I'm like reading the paper Tracy gave me, the audit, and I'm like looking at it and I'm literally like
nodding off, yeah.
And he's just looking at me. I know he saw me, right? Yeah. And I'm just like...
He actually... He told me about it.
Yeah.
I was like, don't worry about it.
And I was just like falling asleep. And I was just like... I immediately like... I just get up. I'm like, nope. Yeah. I gotta go do something. Like I didn't fall asleep in front of him or anything.
Right.
I started dozing off. I don't know what he told you.
No, he said you were just like... nodding off or whatever. And
so...
I was like... So are you.
Yeah. So I jumped up, got up in the seat, and I was just like, I'm gonna go get some chairs or something. And I like left.
I gotcha.
Came back later, ate my food, continued working, and then he came to my face and was like, yeah, man, I thought you were about to smash your head on the table. I was this close.
I've seen you nod off before. You do get real heavy. Like you start like
I give up. Yeah. I'm like, oh. But yeah, no. So like I feel like if I had those, that would be like that pick me up. Oh.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
I don't know but I don't know how reusable they are.
I don't either. I know that some of them you open and you crack it.
Capsules, and then some of them they come in jars.
And you just open it and sniff.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't know how pungent they are for.
Yeah. I just know that they're super fucking strong. And I've never had them, but I know a lot of like athletes. Fighters and shit use it. Yeah.
I've smelled them one time, but I don't remember if it had a specific aroma or it just hit me. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
I wasn't even in like... So I used to play football. I think it was after that. I think I was just at like the gym or something. I don't remember. But I'll get you some.
Cool.
I'll get you some smelling salts.
We'll try it on here.
Hey.
Just to give it a sniff.
Now that's an idea.
Right?
We could play a game where we do it every 2 minutes. Or something. That's too much. Every 20 minutes. Woo! Sniff it up. That branch really tore into me.
Yeah, so it got me really good here, and then right here.
Yeah.
But yeah, it got you in like one specific spot. And
at
least I look like I went through a battle with a cat.
That's true.
Yeah.
And you emerged victorious.
Yeah.
I keep getting spam calls. I keep thinking someone's calling, and I'm gonna put on my speakerphone and be like, "Hey, you're on the podcast. What's going on?" Just like no explanation.
Yeah.
But no. I've been getting spam calls like crazy lately. What were you talking about before we went off about your family life with when Mikhail called?
No
we were
idea.
talking about something. The phone rang, and I was like, "Hey, if it's funny, put it on. That's free content."
Didn't we just talk about the like I got shit shoved down my throat? Or was that after?
Yeah, but I think it was after.
You were just looking up the information. You're
We
like,
were
oh,
past
that's
that.
a legit remedy.
Yeah, we were past that though.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
I started talking about the
we'd have to
Vaseline.
play it back.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
The Vaseline on the feet for the Filipinos.
Okay.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You were talking about rubbing it on your chest like a normal person would.
Yeah, I always hated it.
Yeah, it sucks.
I never liked it on my chest.
It sucks. Yeah, the Filipinos do weird shit like that. Yeah. And then my dad's family, what they used to do is, I think it's honey and onions. Where like
That's legit.
Yeah, you've heard of it, right? You ferment it in a jar for like 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever you're sick, you take a spoonful and you just go for it or some shit like that.
A lot of people say onions and honey. They make a lot of jams with them and shit.
I mean, hey, if it works, it works. I'm a big believer in
Medicinals?
in antioxidants. Not medicinals, no.
Okay.
What, like weed and shit?
No. Like, is that medicinal?
That's technically a medicine.
It's always weed? I was thinking more like instead of like getting a shot or an injection, you just take some herbs.
You're right. Medicinal is the right word. Okay. I'm not a big on that one. Because
I remember a long time ago, we used to live next to like this big Arabic family.
Yeah.
Weird as fuck people.
Love it.
Like they were straight out of their country.
Alhamdulillah.
Barely spoke any English.
Yeah.
And I don't know why the fuck my stepdad would always make me talk to them, but I would be stuck talking to them because he didn't want to. And they would always ask me for weird shit, and then they would ask me if I could like help them. So what they would want me to do is, because I used to have a pit bull.
Okay.
My sister's house, right?
Yeah.
That used to just be a giant lawn with like nothing was there, right?
Okay.
A lot of weeds used to grow there because we wouldn't keep up with it, right? We would just let weeds.
Why would you? Yeah.
We would just let the weeds grow. I'd come in there with a lawnmower once a week, cut it up. Who cares? Move on. Sometimes I'd skip a week and they would go really fast, really bad. But a lot of those weeds apparently were medicinal herbs. And they would come outside and they would see me destroy them every week, and they would freak out and yell at me. Yeah, they would yell at me, and I'd be like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And like their kid one time came out and spoke to me. Never talked to me before. He asked, he's like, hey, you're gonna lawn mow this today, right? I was like, yeah, why? He's like, can we go out to the field and harvest everything? And I'm like, the fuck are you talking about? Harvest everything? Like, it was just like I planted a garden.
Yeah.
Like, no, I didn't plant a garden. This shit grew on its own. I don't know.
Like it was like dandelions and shit.
Yeah. Well, not dandelions. I'm trying to think of the fucking plant. It's one of those plants that grow.
Oh yeah, jerk it
and
off.
they have like a lot of spikes on them, and they have like a little ball at the end of it, and then like they have long leaves. And then there's another one where it has like thistles that come out, but then there's like long leaves at the bottom.
I think I know what you're talking about.
There's a couple different ones. Apparently, it was a treasure trove back in the day.
Okay.
Of just random shit that was like, if you prepared it correctly, really healthy.
I think that's really cool. It's very medieval.
Right.
I like that shit.
And they like pleaded with me to allow their family to go over and harvest it all instead of me killing it all.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yeah, sure, fuck it. I went back there, grabbed my dog, put him on a leash, took him out of the backyard because they couldn't go back there because of my dog.
Gotcha. The one that used to live outside?
He used to live over there because we protected the area with the dog.
Gotcha.
And because we always had a fence, you know? And he was a great Gaulard dog during the time. His name was PW, which standed for Powerful Warrior.
Okay.
And that motherfucker was stacked.
Nice.
Like, he had muscles on muscles, and he made a lot of babies.
Nice.
Yeah. So had him for years. He died when he was like 15 or 16.
Wow, nice.
Something like that.
That's awesome.
But I grabbed him. I was just like, let's go for a walk, man. I went for a walk. Dude, I don't know what motherfucking clown car they came out of.
Yeah.
But they called somebody.
Oh, there was like...
Dude, there was an army of fucking, like, robes that came out of that car.
Yeah. And
I was just like, who are all these people? And, like, I asked the young guy, and he's like, these are my aunts and uncles. They heard that there was a bountiful field.
Wow.
And they harvested everything.
Yeah.
And, like, they plucked it properly. And, like, so the biggest issue I think that happened, because no weeds really grow there anymore, right? So I think what happened was they went there, they plucked them dry. Because they did it, like every week they would come.
Gotcha.
Right? Until it just stopped growing.
Nice.
And then it was just grass for the most part.
Nice.
So they literally killed their own farm because they didn't, like...
Well, yeah, but it's beneficial for everybody at that point.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you're thinking about it, like, if the off chance that I wanted these herbs, right?
Sure.
That was my chance of getting them, and now that I don't.
But you're in America. You got modern medicine.
Yeah, I got money to go to the hospital.
Right.
But, not really. But... but...
No, but you have access to over-the-counter drugs.
Right.
Is what I'm saying. Yeah.
Like, if I need some fucking NyQuil, I can go get some NyQuil.
Right, exactly.
But that's what they were doing, you know? Like, they just harvested all of it. They dried it. Like, I asked to see what they were doing. They let me in their house.
That's cool.
And, like, I got to see them. They had, like, a drying rack with all of them, and they were, like, smashing them, grinding them, doing whatever they had to do with it.
That's cool.
And I was just like, all right. My mom did a similar thing with nothing medicinal, but more like she'll take, like, cilantro and all that. She'd dry it out, grind it, and make it more like a powder so she could sprinkle it on stuff.
Gotcha.
You know, she'd do, like, seasonings and stuff.
I gotcha. That's very cool.
That's still cool. Yeah.
That's cool.
But yeah, like that fucking clown car of Arabic people just...
Hey, man, they got it.
It was nuts. Like,
That's awesome.
I didn't think there'd be that many people, and, like, it was pretty much like your car.
I gotcha.
Yeah. And there was, like, 8 people that came out.
They know how to pack it up.
Yeah.
Pakistan.
They did look kind of skinny, you know?
Stack them on top of each other.
Yeah, for real.
I like it, man. So yeah, I'm not much of a medicinal person. However, it would be really cool, and I have lots of books like that on, like, medieval methods. That would be cool to learn what kind of shit you could use in, like, a survival situation or something like that. Or if you were broke.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that would be.
That would be cool. I'm more of a, going back to it, I'm more of an antioxidant believer. I'm really big on roots and things like that. Almost medicinal, but more of, like, the benefits
also
of...
took roots and used those.
Roots and fruits and shit like that.
I will say this. There's a plant in my backyard that is considered a weed. It's extremely big right now because I just never cut it.
For sure.
Because I don't have a lawnmower anymore, so how I cut my grass is with a weed whacker. And it's not that big of a lawn, you know, backyard.
Why don't you have a weed whacker? I mean, a lawnmower.
So, I bought a lawnmower one time.
Yeah.
And my sister used it for her backyard. And somehow they broke it. And then they bought a new one, right? And then they kept it over there, and I used it. And then the next time they used it, it broke.
What the fuck?
So, like, they've broken, like, 7 fucking lawnmowers.
How do you break a lawnmower?
So I just don't have a lawnmower anymore. So then I bought a weed whacker.
Yeah.
And I was just like, this can stay in my house. Easy peasy. Like, a lawnmower could stay in my house too, but it takes effort to bring it in and out, blah, blah, blah. So I just had that, and I just go...
Honestly, if your lawn's not that big, a weed whacker will do the job.
Oh, yeah. It's not that big. It's not that big of a deal. But that plant for the weed whacker... Its base is super thick. So what I would normally do, because that plant grows like every year.
Yeah.
I'll just take a machete.
Yeah. And
then I throw the thing away. Right? But if you pulled it out all the way and took its roots, you can soak their roots and turn it into a jam. And it's supposed to help with fevers and headaches.
That's really cool.
Yeah. I found that out. I'm never going to do it.
Hey, you never know.
But it's there.
World shuts down, that's you, buddy.
Yeah. Now I know that I have at least one of those.
Yep.
From what I can tell, no other ones grow back there. It's just that one. And then there was one in my front porch that my cousin harvested. Like, when my porch was getting rebuilt, he came and he was like, hey, what are you going to do with this plant here? Because it was in my flower garden. I don't know how it got in there, but it randomly showed up, and it shows up every year, and leaves would spawn, and I'm like, I don't know, it just shows up. I thought it was just a weird flower that I must have just grew there, And he told me, he's like, no, this is like a very good medicinal herb that you can have.
Wow.
And I'm just like, where the fuck do these keep coming from? And he's just like, yeah, it's gonna keep growing. Once it grows a little bit bigger, call me and I'll come and harvest it. And ever since he's harvested it has not shown back up. I've never harvested before.
Yeah.
Harvested, yeah. So I guess I was just letting it regrow every year and just dying, regrowing, dying. But whatever he did killed it completely.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's how you know, professional.
Yeah. So he did what those Arabic people did, and they fucking slaughtered the lands.
I like it.
But yeah, that's a side note.
That's really cool though.
Yeah.
I'm totally into that kind of stuff. I'm just not, yeah.
Okay. Any other things you wanted to specifically talk about because this is your episode?
Is it my episode?
Well, it was meant to be me less talky, you more talky.
No, it was just, whatever. We're just reading the feedback.
Remember when you told me to shut the fuck up?
Yeah, I loved it. It was a little aggressive. I was like, oh, it was a little loud.
I know there was...
I was thinking about buying a button that goes like, oops.
I have a no button.
No. One of those red ones?
Exactly how you said it. No.
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 Nah.
No.
That's no fun.
No. 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 It just has...
Why do you keep doing that? Is it does it switch tones?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You just kept going. I was freaking me out.
Yeah, I kept switching tones.
I was like, what in the autism is going on?
Fuck you. It's somewhere around here.
I got
It might be upstairs, but I think it's in that dresser right there.
What were you saying 2 seconds ago?
There was a story. There was a story that I specifically wanted to talk about, but I cannot remember it.
Fuck.
At all. And at first it popped into my head when we first started.
Okay.
And then you said to talk about
Bobby.
Bob.
Yeah.
And I was just like, cool, for sure. And then in my head I was like, I'll just talk about this later. And then we just kept ramping, and I'm like, okay, I don't remember.
Oh my god, this is from a few hours ago? You had a story?
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
But I also wanted you to talk first.
Okay. Well, I'll throw something in and see if you remember.
Okay.
I have, and I've told you a little bit of the story, and I'll ramp it up a little when I tell it. I have a lack of interest or concern for natural disasters.
Okay.
So I told you the story about how a few weeks ago we had a concern of tornadoes, to which one actually did touch down a mile away from my apartment.
Look at me.
I did not give a fuck about warnings. I don't really care. Here's the thing. I'm not in a position where I can do anything. You know what I mean? If a hurricane, tornado, whatever the fuck comes over this way, right? There's nothing to do except for prepare as best you can, I guess, quote unquote, and do your best to survive if something happens, right? I'm always prepped for danger. I have a backpack at my apartment filled with medical supplies, bullets, and cash. Gotcha. It's a quick grab. How much cash? It's about 200 cash.
That's good.
Yeah, it's just
that's good.
Whatever. Money. Yeah. You know what else is in there? Which is dire.
What?
I saw this on TikTok. This is a side note. I saw this on TikTok of people that put in their prep kits.
Yeah.
And stuff for trading. I have these little ramekins, solid metal ones that are filled with ground coffee and stuff. Because when shit hits the fan, people want stuff.
Yeah.
That they don't have access to. I've got Advil and some other shit in these airtight containers. I've got coffee. Because it's going to be a big commodity.
That's cool.
I'll trade for coffee. I would trade 2 or 3 bullets for coffee. I'm not going to lie to you. I know you wouldn't, but I'm addicted to coffee. Okay. It's the only vice I have right now.
You might eat your supply.
That's true. I might. If shit hits the fan, I have one last cup of coffee. So, anyways, long story short, I have no gives or fucks for natural disasters until they happen. I'm always ready for danger. What am I going to do until then? Am I going to stress out? Have anxiety? That's not me. I'm chill. I'm going to live and not die from a heart attack at the age of 50 because I'm not stressed, right? I'm going to die at 50. So, from unrelated causes. there was a hurricane warning. My girlfriend has a lot of anxiety. Freaked. She was like, all night, she's like, I can't go to sleep. I did work in the morning, by the way. I can't go to sleep. I'm stressed out. Like, the sirens are going off, whatever, right? It's like 10 o'clock at night. I'm like, babe, it's going to be fine. We're okay. And she's like, no, we have big windows, the cats. We're on the second floor of an apartment. I said, hey, it's going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine. And I kept trying to fall asleep. This is like the story you were just telling. I'm trying to fall asleep. I have to work. You know? I keep rolling over and answering her, just being like, hey, it's all good. It's fine. And then, like, trying to go back to sleep, right? You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to pass out. Every 10 minutes, she's waking me up and asking me something. And she's like, please, I need you to react.
Courtney has done stuff like that to me, and I've lost my shit.
No, for real. Like, it got to the point where I lost my shit.
Because even I've, like, been like, okay, it's literally been 3 times. You need to calm the fuck down.
You gotta stop. Yeah.
Because I'm at that point.
Yeah. So she's like, it's getting windier outside, it's raining, it's getting worse, blah, blah, blah. I'm really worried and scared. And I'm like, don't be scared. I'm right here if something happens, but nothing's going to happen. Gotcha. She's like, well, what do we do? There's no shelter to go to. And I'm like, we can go to the bathroom. And she's like, there's a window. And I'm like, there's windows everywhere. The best thing to do is to go where there's a solid, like, you know, there's a bathtub there, or we can go, you know, by the washing machines in our apartment, you know?
Yeah.
So I was like, that's away from all the windows and that's in the middle of the apartment. That's the best thing to do. And she's like, well, what about the cats? And I'm like, I'll be honest with you, they'll be fine unless the whole apartment goes down. They will find a place to be safe. They'll be fine. I told her. And so I fell asleep again. She wakes me up again another 10 minutes. She's like, I'm freaking out, blah, blah, you got to do something. And I'm like, I got up and I was like, what do you want me to do? I'm going to tell you right now. If we die, we die. And she was like, like she started freaking out even more. And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. I don't have the capacity to freak out about things. I've been shot at before. I don't have the capacity to freak out about things. You know what I mean? Like, I don't, like, it's not worth your time to get stressed out. Stay cool. Stay calm. 99% of the time, you're going to be fine, right?
I've been shot nearby.
For me? No, I'm just kidding.
No. So you're saying you've been shot at. I've been shot nearby.
Close enough.
So, like,
yep.
They weren't shooting at me specifically.
Did you stress out? No, just prepare.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah, I just left.
Time to go.
I would leave. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So anyways, I got up, I put jeans on, my jacket, I threw my backpack on top of the washing machine, the one I was talking about. I put my shoes on. I brought out the comforter and the pillows. I put them right next to the washing machine on the floor. Like, probably low-key, like, the safest part of our apartment is right in the middle. Because we're on the second floor, so there's no, like, you know, basement or something. It's right in the middle. There's no windows there. It's right by the bathroom. And it's, like, you know, whatever. And I laid down, and I fell asleep like this. And I fell asleep on the floor. And she's like,
immediately not.
What are you doing? And I'm like, this is the safest spot to be right now. If something happens, we're ready.
That was your old apartment, right?
No, it's this one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you see inside this one, or did you ever just drop me off?
Your new apartment, I've never seen.
Okay.
I've never dropping you off at your new one.
You dropped me off at my new one?
No, I have not.
Are you sure?
Yes.
When I didn't have a car that one time, when it was the pothole
Wasn't me.
season?
Must have been someone else.
I know Shark drove me home one time, but I thought you drove me home a second day.
Nope.
So I do plan, I was thinking about this on the way here, because I had an hour and a fucking half to think in traffic on the way here. I will be cleaning my apartment soon, and I should have everybody over.
Cool.
Just like a little get together.
Sure.
I'm just so far, I feel bad, because everybody's over here next to you.
Right.
I'm literally like 45 to an hour away from everybody.
You know, that's not a big deal for any
for
of
our
us.
crew.
We love fucking hanging out, period. And so, like, if someone says, hey, let's meet up here, everyone will meet up.
Yeah. Obviously, John's not allowed. So,
okay.
If anyone's gonna let the cats out, it's gonna be him. So,
fun story. John did lose his cat the other day. He left his window open, so he lives like in the basement area.
I thought he was in the attic.
No, he lives in the basement. He used to live in my attic.
Oh, okay.
So the house there is a three floor thing. So there's the upstairs, the basement, the middle, and then he's renting the basement.
Got you.
He opened up the window, which is ground level.
Ground level, yeah.
Right? So the cat looked out the window, and it was in the bathroom, jumped right out, and just left. Came back 2 days later.
I was going to say, it'd probably be back.
Yeah. He left the window open again.
Yeah.
He was like, I don't know if she'll come back, but just in case.
She'll come back.
And then he left it open, and she was gone for 2 days. Came back. Hopefully she's not
Pregnant. Yeah, I was gonna say
because she is not spayed or neutered.
That's one of the only things that female cats do when they leave.
I know.
You know what I mean? Male cats explore. Female cats go to get laid.
Yeah.
That's like literally the only thing they do.
The only thing is though, the main male cats that are on this block are my mom's cats. They're neutered.
Yeah.
So I don't know if any other cats showed up.
Gotcha.
But there was one new cat that I saw the other day. So I don't know if that one was here during that time.
Okay.
But I saw a new fucker.
John's gonna find out.
Yeah.
At some point.
John will find out in a month or two. Well,
so, Maggie was freaking out.
I think it's like 3 or 4 months, right?
I don't know.
For cats.
I'm not sure. I've only been there for the after effect.
Oh, okay. I've
only been there for the birth. So, I go and fall asleep, and Maggie wakes me up again, and she's like, "What do we do? You know, like, what are we gonna do? Should we drive somewhere? Should we leave?" I'm like, "No, you cannot leave the apartment right now. You know, it's storming. It's like windy, really bad, right?"
Oh, she just wanted to dip?
She's trying to leave, and I'm like, first of all, you're not listening to me when I'm telling you that nothing's gonna happen, and if it does happen, I'll do my best to get us out of here. But here's the thing. If nothing happens, I need to sleep for work tomorrow. I kept telling her. And also, like I was saying, you know, like, what the fuck?
What?
I thought she just threw up on you.
No, she's just whistling.
You look like you want to say something that's distracting me. So what are you going to say?
I wanted to say that I remembered what I was trying to say, but I don't remember.
Earlier?
Yeah, I don't remember anymore.
Okay, great. So...
Because it hit me like a few sentences back.
Okay.
And then you said something and I was like, oh, let me just say something with it. And then I completely just went...
Damn it, Kyle.
What was it again?
All right, so... you know, I kept trying to convince her, like, you gotta stop and just let me sleep. Because if nothing happens, I have to go to work tomorrow. I'm so tired. I have to get up at 3.
Yeah.
You know? So, she starts getting mad at me. And she's like, well, if we can't go anywhere, we're stuck here, and you just have your shoes on. Like, why do you have your shoes on? Like, what's that supposed to do? And I'm like, hold on. You're still in your pajamas. I'm not the crazy one. You woke me up to do something. I'm ready to leave the apartment at any second.
Yeah.
And I'm going to sleep right here. And she was like, okay, well, should we drive to my parents or something? I'm like, what do you not understand? We cannot leave right now. It's more dangerous if we leave than if we stay and get rest.
So, since we're on this note, and since it's in my head at the moment, my aunt is fucking nuts.
Okay.
Right?
I like it.
There's just something with my family.
I love your whole family.
The women in our family have like some sort of mental disability that forces them to go like crazy about one specific thing.
Gotcha. Like they really focus on one thing.
Right.
Autism.
So, probably.
Yeah.
So my aunt, she's a survivalist.
Okay. I like that.
So, when you said, I have a backpack ready to go.
Yeah.
I want you to know, at one point in time, there was a huge fight at my family's house, and Andres kicked me and my sister out, right? Okay. We were still in school, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, gotcha.
He just threw us out.
Damn.
Right? He was like, I don't want you fuckers in my house anymore. Leave. He also threw my mom out, but my mom was like, no, bitch, we're not leaving. We're going to talk this out, blah, blah, blah.
Gotcha.
Whole dilemma. I'll explain that later on a different time. Right now we're in this. During that time...
Survivalist.
I moved into my aunt's house.
Okay.
As soon as I moved in, like...
She go over the safety procedures?
Yeah. She was like, okay, since you're going to start living in my house... You need to know a few rules. And I'm like, okay. Just so you know, she lives in the ghetto mansion.
Okay.
I'm not going to exactly tell you guys where that is, but I will say on Detroit's or Detroit, Michigan's, like, top places to go see and visit.
Yeah.
Her house is, like, in, like, the top 10.
Yeah.
Because her house is, like, an original building that was built a long time ago, and she bought it as a restaurant, right? And she ended up closing the restaurant down, and she just turned it into a house.
Nice.
So it's a really big fucking place. But she has like 2 fire escapes from this upstairs for no reason.
Yeah,
you only needed 1, but she has 2.
Nah.
And then she has...
What if you're feeling the left side more than
she
the right?
She has, what is that shit called? So if all the electric,
Bunker.
if all the no
Generator.
yeah, she has a generator that's powered by the sun shit. She has
Solar.
she has the solar panels.
Cool.
So she has a row of solar panels on top of her roof.
Cool.
She has a giant thing that's just filled with water, right?
Yeah.
She collects rainwater and all that.
That's awesome.
And she's like, I don't drink that water. I use that water to water my plants. She has a garden on the side of her house full, right?
Of vegetables and stuff?
Full of vegetables and whatever, like a full-size garden,
That's
not
awesome.
some small shit.
Right.
Because she has such a big area. And then she was like, I need my own way of survival. So she bought a bunch of fucking chickens and quails.
Wow.
Like an army of them.
That's awesome.
Like, no reason.
No, it's great.
But I had my own chicken and
Unlimited eggs, bro.
Yeah, I had my own pet chicken. That bitch lived for a long time. But she had unlimited chicken, unlimited eggs, fucking whatever she needed, she was able to get, right? And then she fucking had she had inside her house the basement area, which is like there's a basement and then there was a basement under the basement.
Gotcha.
So it was pretty much a bunker. Right?
Awesome.
She had a room set up in there in case anything ever happened. And then she also had her survival kit bag. And when I moved in, she said I needed a survival kit bag.
Make it.
Because you never know when the apocalypse starts.
I
and
like
she
it.
was like, Y2K is coming and all that crazy shit, right? Like she was like a believer of everything,
Gotcha.
right? So like she was ready for it all. She had a fucking shotgun at the door ready with like fresh box of ammo and like, and then she didn't really have like other guns. She was just she said all you need is a shotgun because anything that gets in your way disappears.
That's God's honest truth.
Yeah.
That's the American way.
So like she would just do all that shit and just have everything ready. And I'm like, when are you ever gonna need this? When are we ever gonna have like some sort of pandemic where like you can't fucking like survive on the grid or anything? And she was just like, you never know, something could happen. The day COVID hit, we got phone calls saying, I fucking told you so fast.
Oh, that's so funny.
She had an arsenal of toilet paper. She had an arsenal of water.
That's
she had an
awesome.
arsenal of whatever you think you needed.
Yeah.
She has it just in her fucking
That's
house.
awesome.
And she was just like, I prepped my whole life for this.
For this.
And it was, what, a good 2 years of really good struggle and then 1 year where everything was slowly getting better.
I mean, yeah.
Because, supplies back then, everybody was just buying them out.
Yeah, it's true.
For like the first 2 years, it was really bad. And then after that, it just slowly kind of like, everyone's like, okay, it's not that bad.
Yeah. I felt like I got very lucky in terms of supplies in COVID.
Oh, I did too.
Like, I felt like I never struggled for anything. And I ordered groceries.
My wife worked at a
Everything seemed fine.
grocery store during that time.
Really?
She was the manager for a grocery store. And
Oh,
literally, like,
nice.
if we needed toilet paper, come home with it.
Nice.
Ain't no one buying it when she's the one putting it out.
I gotcha. Nice.
So, like, we always had what we needed. It didn't matter.
Yeah.
But it's just that thought, like, oh, well. Like, I never struggled during that time. I know there's a lot of people out there who did, and, like, a bunch of, like, crazy shit did happen, because I know a few people who, like, struggled.
I knew one person.
Because there was a couple times where we made little care packages, and we were like, here, just go.
Well, that's nice.
Let's bring that to them so they can have some shit. Yes.
What?
I don't know. You just looked at your arm.
It just started hurting for some reason.
Yeah. But that kind of shit happened. But my aunt, as soon as the pandemic
She was on it.
bitch was like,
Good for her, man.
fuck all of you. None of you are allowed in my house now that this shit is happening.
Nice.
And I was like, yeah, that's fair.
That is fair.
She had like World War II fucking crackers in her fucking basement. Like,
Sealed
you
up.
had to fucking crank that bitch open.
Yeah.
And then you'd open it. They're still sealed inside it. You'd open them bitches just to eat them. And they were disgusting as fuck.
But they were real.
Yeah.
They lasted.
They last.
Yeah.
And she told me, she's like, I don't even know if they're good anymore. They're just sitting there for like years.
Yeah.
And then I remember one time her basement flooded. Like, unexpectedly it flooded, right? And the flood got to her like room.
Wow.
And she had to go in there and like throw out a bunch of her shit. And she was like, That's why like one of the cans got flooded, and I was like, well, now that you're gonna throw this away, can I just open it? And she was like, yeah, sure, because like the side got all rusted and shit. She thought it was still like good, but it got fucked up.
Yeah.
So like that's why she let us open it and stuff. But even after that, like after that whole prep time, she's like, I gotta come up with something new, you know? Like she fucking went nuts about it.
Hey.
But, you know, it was just a learning process. Now, I personally believe that's important to do as well, to at least have a grab bag. I used to have one set up at my mom's house, and it used to be compiled of all of my video games that I needed on the fly, a bunch of handhelds, and if I needed, it had an extra set of Xbox wires. So all I'd have to do
So it's not a grab bag, it's just your fucking gaming bag.
Shut the fuck. That was my grab bag. So I could just grab my Xbox by hand and throw it in my bag as I go.
Those are your valuables as a kid.
Right? So I had that, and then it had a knife in it, and then like a couple like snacks that I could have.
I gotcha.
Yeah. So like priorities. I need something to be able to entertain myself. I have a weapon. I feel like
that's what would kill you. Boredom would kill you the most.
Yeah. I had a weapon.
You would purposely go fight zombies.
I had food.
Yeah.
I didn't have any liquids in it, but I was like, if it came down to it, I'm sure I could find a water hose somewhere. You know? But yeah.
It's not the water you gotta worry about, it's the disease in the water.
Oh yeah, you just gotta filter water and boil it. And once you boil it, filter it again.
And there you go.
Yeah. I knew what I had to do.
Yeah. That's how you made it here in Cuba. So, back to Maggie being sad.
Okay.
In my apartment.
Yeah.
Basically, fast forward to the morning, and she didn't sleep all night. I slept on the floor.
Yeah.
Drove to work, and at work she was telling me, I was right, a tornado did touch down, blah, blah, blah. So like a mile away from our apartment, a tornado did touch down and destroyed a golf course gazebo. Okay. Like a thing. What's that called? It is called a gazebo, but like a whole, like, where the bathrooms are and that kind of thing, benches. It did destroy that whole area. So, warranted, she was correct in terms of the danger, but I was just telling her, like, okay, I'll be honest with you, it didn't touch down on us.
Yeah. Nothing happened to you.
Nothing happened to you. Nothing happened to the cats, our cars, whatever. There's no reason to stress yourself out like that.
Yeah.
Learning experience, dude. Like, we gotta just
accept it. And
accept it. If something happens, like a sinkhole, like a fucking fire tornado, I will try to survive. But I'm not gonna stress myself out at the end. You know what I mean?
That makes sense. I've had times where I was in a hurricane in Cuba, like bad hurricane, where you go out there, the wind is going like 90.
Yeah.
And you could get pushed.
Yeah.
Right? Me and my dumbass cousin go out there, and we're like,
just for fun,
let's just fucking run in a circle outside.
I love it.
As hard as we can. Dude, we went, this is me when I was like, maybe 10, fucking anywhere between 10 and 12. Right? Mm-hmm. I'm essentially a twig with my cousin who's right next to me. We run outside. All you see is gust of wind.
Oh,
we fly.
Jesus Christ.
We fly, smack the ground. We land near like the pig pit, and we're like holding on to like the fence for the pig pit, and like we're just getting hailed on by rain. And we're like, why did we think this was a good idea?
It was fun though,
and
right?
then my mom is just over there on a rocking chair watching
chilling. Don't tell you, your mom is so funny.
With my family members laughing.
Yeah.
Just, fucking retards.
If they die, they die.
And they were like, no, come back. And, we're like holding on. The wind stopped for like a second. We got
funny.
Got back in. But dude,
That's a good time.
We got lifted. Dude, it was awesome.
That's a good time.
Whenever I think about those times where I got fucked up by something stupid I did.
Yeah.
I remember it fondly, not badly.
No, fondly.
Like, I've had times where, like, I literally had, like, a metal pole ripped through my foot. I had my hand ripped open. And none of those, to me, were ever bad. Even though the experience I had was bad.
Yeah.
But the circumstances that I got to there were great. You know? So, like, I just always think about that.
I get you.
It's just, like, side note. But when you're saying, like, if you fuckers had ran out there and there really was a tornado, like
Death.
you lifted, you gone.
We're gone.
Because there are stories that people get lifted by tornadoes and they survive. Right?
That's true.
But there are many more who are
they can't find
dead.
the body. Yeah, they're gone. Right.
They're gone. So the fact that she wanted to leave during a tornado, like, no, bitch.
Yeah, she wanted to drive somewhere, and I'm like, you might think that's a good idea, but if shit hits the fan, your car can't drive. That's what people don't realize. The winds are so strong, your car does not have traction with the road. It's like you have to stop and pray. I saw this video the other day that happened to people who were in, I assume, what's the city? I'm sorry, what's the state in the USA that has like all the tornadoes? Not Tennessee, it's like Nebraska or something, right? You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
It's like right along the middle.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So let's say Nebraska, just to say it. Where they were in a car and a fucking... I
don't know my states, by the way.
Me neither. A T4 fucking class tornado hit. And there's a video of these three guys, they're laughing, joking, just probably how you and I would do.
Yep.
And then they start praying. They're like, oh, fuck. Oh, my God. Wait, no, because the fucking top of the truck is crushing down because of the weight of the winds. All the windows blew out. And dirt and wood and, like, rain and shit is blowing into their faces. And they have to lean the seats back. This is all on video. They have to lean the seats back because the hood of the car... The roof of the car is crushing down because of all the weight.
Jesus.
The truck doesn't leave the ground, I don't think, but like it's like the weight of all of the pressure of the air is crushing the car.
That's
a truck.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy? Shut up. That's a side note.
So just
that's crazy. I do say that. I say that a lot.
Just so that we're on the same factor. I only know about Texas and Florida. And I also know about Shanghai. But that's only because I work at a place
Shanghai, China?
You know, Seoul and all that.
Korea?
Yeah, Korea too.
I know what you're saying right now.
Right.
But that's not the U.S.
I know.
Why do they have to do with anything that we just...
I don't know my states. That's all I know is about Texas, Florida, and I know about Detroit, Michigan, and everything around it.
You know Ohio.
Oh yeah, Ohio as well. I've been over there. Yeah. But that's
about it.
That's just Michigan.
I've been to like 48 states.
I've been all over.
I just don't remember.
Yeah. Like I've said that stupid joke where I was like, I know about North Dakota. And then I was like, what about South? There's a South Dakota?
Yeah. Yeah. Did you say that or was that
I did.
I said so
that.
Funny.
That wasn't me.
Fucking hilarious.
Yeah. So like...
It's called North Dakota. Where's the South?
It's like, I only knew Dakota was a place because I had a friend named Dakota.
Right.
Like...
You did say that. I remember that.
Yeah.
I didn't take my belt off, by the way. That was almost erotic for a second.
I don't know why you did, but I watched it.
The buckle was stabbing me, and I didn't realize until I kind of moved for a second, and I felt just shooting pain in my stomach, and I was like, oh shit.
Gotcha.
It was like pain. I was like, ouch.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'm not going to react and be a bitch on the podcast.
Okay, so this was on my mind.
All right.
Because this is what I wanted to say at the beginning.
Okay. Don't lose it.
Which was, thank you, by the way, for just like hopping in and joining me, even though we did fuck our arms up for the old lady across the street from my house.
Why wouldn't
I? Right. So
without hesitation, baby.
Yeah.
Anything you ask of me.
So like
I'll kill a man.
I watched I got home, right? Yeah. And I'm like, I got so much shit to do. And I'm literally watching the little old lady come off of her porch, and her husband just died a week ago.
Oh, fuck.
That's the thing I had to go to. Yeah. The funeral and all that. And I'm like, I've been feeling really bad for her the last couple weeks. It's been 2 weeks that he's died. But nonetheless. So I'm watching her, and she's like, just there, and she's like, I don't have any, like, she literally looked at me and was like, hey, Kyle. And then I was like, how's it going? Blah, blah, blah. And she's like, the tree fell down because, the weather was kind of bad a couple days ago. Yeah. Well, that tree has been breaking slowly, right? Like, the state needs to come cut it down and get rid of it at this point. But a huge trunk fell down, and she was just out there, like, picking up all the little pieces. And I told her, I was like, why are you picking up all those pieces? You don't have to do that. And she's like, I called the state, and they said someone was going to come and pick it up and stuff, but she has this huge hole in her ground now, and she wants to fix her lawn because, her husband used to take care of it and all that. And, like, she was really sad about it, and she's just, like, picking it up. And in my head, I'm like, man, I just want to go over there and pick it up and move it. And I looked across the street, or not across the street, but my next door neighbors.
With the 5 people there, yeah.
There was 5 full-grown men who could have easily helped move it. And I'm like, I could ask one of them, but they're dumbass Cubans, and I don't like Cubans. So then I didn't ask them.
You don't like your own people?
No, I fucking hate them.
Yeah.
Just so you know, the neighbors that were over there was my brother-in-law and my cousin.
Your brother-in-law was over there?
Yeah.
I didn't see him.
Gladiator was in the middle of them.
What?
Yeah.
He probably should have said hi to me.
My sister was there too.
What?
You didn't notice?
No, they weren't. They must have not been on the porch.
Gladiator was on the porch. My sister was inside the house.
I hard stared at that group. I didn't see anybody that I knew.
He was wearing an orange shirt.
I saw the guy with the orange shirt. That wasn't Gladiator.
Gladiator was sitting there with an orange shirt.
He didn't give me a what's up? Nothing? Fucking Cubans.
Whatever. But I saw them and I was like, they're not going to be willing to help.
I mean, your brother doesn't even remember what my car looks like.
I guess so. Yeah, you know how it is. But yeah, just wanted to say thank you because, you didn't have to help me do that. I know you helped me just because I asked you to.
You commanded me, Masa.
It was just like a nice thing for her. And I care about the 2 old ladies that live across the street from me a little bit.
That's no problem.
Yeah. So that was what I thought about, but then I completely spaced on it because I remember saying thank you earlier out there.
Yeah.
And then I didn't care about it again.
For sure.
Yeah. Just wanted to put some, instead of that shameful situation in the very beginning, now Thomas is a good man. He did a good deed.
Yeah, you good job.
People. Yeah. He was a hero.
Well,
because I kid you not, that old lady probably, it's not dark right now. She's probably sitting on her porch and she's probably happy as fuck that it's
that's good.
She won't know that I did it because I'm not going to go and tell her. No. But she's going to be...
One day...
She's going to look at it
and be eye contact and go...
Yeah.
You'll nod.
But she's going to see that it's there and she's going to be like, oh, they moved it for me. I don't know who did, but, thank you. But just so you know, I've always... done that for them. Yeah. Whenever that has happened, because that's happened multiple times. Oh. One of the worst times.
What if it hits a car?
Yeah, that literally happened. So one of the times that tree specifically snapped, half of there was this huge piece that snapped. It landed on their porch. It gouged into their roof, and then it hung off on the side of their porch. They couldn't come out of their porch.
Damn.
And I was literally in the rain. I saw it happen, right? And
Did you go for it?
Dude, I literally went outside the house. This is when I lived at my parents'. Went outside the house, went to the garage, grabbed the chainsaw, walked right over there.
Boom.
And just started cutting that shit down.
Saving lives today, baby.
And then I was like, hey, we're going to find out about your roof later. Let's cut this out and get this out. The next day I was on top of their roof repairing it.
Nice.
And then after that, that was the worst one. Other than that, I've always moved shit like that.
Such a good Samaritan.
I try to take care of them. Because they took care of me when I was little.
Yeah.
In a non-parenting way, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Because they
watched out for you.
Right. And I like them. Because I would just go over there all the time. I don't know why, but I would sit on the lady's porch that I would sit on. Her name is Kathy. The next door neighbor is Marianne. We helped out Marianne. But I would sit on Kathy's porch and I would just sit there for hours just talking to them about random shit. Stuff that I didn't even know about, right? And I would just be like, wow, that's really interesting. And then Kathy's husband or boyfriend, I don't actually know if they're married, but they've been together for years. He would just tell me stupid jokes all the time. He still tells me dad jokes.
Nice.
100%. And I'm like, these are great. But that's kind of a side note. It was just one of those appreciations.
No, I like it.
Throw that in the podcast so people know that even though you're an asshole, you're a nice asshole.
No, that's the whole point.
Yeah.
I'm an unapologetic asshole.
Yeah.
But I'm actually a nice guy.
Oh, yeah. That's literally all I was thinking about earlier, and then after that, I'm like, I don't know.
I got you.
Oh, as well, he was eating my food today that I cooked that I enjoyed.
Pretty good.
It's one of my better meals that I do that I wish I cooked the original way. I just wanted to try with new meat, and that meat just wasn't it. It wasn't bad.
No, but that was more for stew.
Yeah.
That's the stew meat.
Yeah, it's for stew. And I really hate that it was, because when you use pork, the fat on it melts.
Bro,
the fucking meat gets more tender.
You're making me horrible.
That's why I'm telling you, you need to fucking... So I told him, I offered this son of a bitch half of the fucking liquid that I have in there. So it's like a sauce that I made. I told him if he wants, we have a jar, we can pour some in there for him.
All right, I'll take it.
He can take it.
You're
with
putting me
him,
on blast.
and then he can fucking cook up some pork real quick, cut it up, throw it in there, and then swirl it around.
I just don't have any besides bacon right now.
Right, but how hard is it to go to your fucking local?
Not hard. I've got 4 grocery stores right around me.
Exactly. I literally have this little Mexican place right next to my house that I go to almost every day, and I pick up some meat. Well, I don't go now because they just had a big sale on meat. This is kind of a boring side note, but they had a big sale on meat, and I went and picked it up, and we got like 3 things of like different pork, like 3 things of different chicken, and then like 2 different styles of steak, and then that one meat that I used.
Gotcha. Nice.
So we
How much
loaded
did that would run you? $50?
So we also bought like the ingredients that I used. So it was about $80 for everything. But the quantity that we have right now,
a lot.
I don't have to go to the store for any sort of meat for like the next 3 weeks if I wanted.
That's pretty nice.
And if I wanted to do a little more, I probably could, you know?
It's pretty nice. All right. Since you put me on blast, I will take it.
Okay. That's fine.
I was considering it.
I also told him one time when he was eating the food and then he ate it and then he burped really loud, and I told him thank you, and he looked at me like I was fucking crazy. But whenever
I said excuse me, and then you just go thank you, and I thought you were thanking me for saying excuse me.
Right.
But you weren't.
But I meant it as like, you know, when chefs cook food and they hear people like burp or like make some sort of noise along with the food, that's a compliment to them because they cooked something good.
No, never heard of that in my life.
You've never?
The only thing I know is that in Japan, if you're slurping, or like Korea, if you're slurping your noodles, that's a sign that it's good.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I know.
You make a noise with it.
Never heard about coughing and sneezing and fucking burping.
No, not sneezing, but like burping is one of them. What the fuck was that noise? Whatever. Probably Courtney.
We'll find out shortly.
That was definitely Courtney opening a door. But yeah, no, that was just the main overall thing. I will say though, usually we don't talk about the video games that we've been playing lately. We've been playing this game, me, Pelos, McLean. Johnny played for like 5 minutes. I don't know if he's been playing at all. But we all played it, and it's called Once Human. They're
Not a sponsor.
Not sponsored at all.
Yet.
There is a big claim on them right now saying that they're just there to steal all your information and sell it on the black market.
You're telling me this before you want me to download it and play it?
Right, but they just upgraded or updated their like policy stating that no, that is not something that like some fucking person was just like, they're gonna steal all our shit because they asked for a lot of information, right? And they were like, we're not using this information for any of that stuff. We'll put it in the claim that this will never be used for this, or that. So now that it's in there, if they do use it for any of that, that's a huge lawsuit for them. So they made right with what they were saying, right? So a lot of people are like bitching and moaning about them, but the game is so fucking good. Like there's unique creatures, unique fucking gameplay. So far, my favorite thing to do is use melee weapons because I don't really like shooting guns in the game. But even the gunplay is pretty fun. Like, I think you'd like the game a lot. Okay. Especially because there's a lot of PvP. I have not fought anybody because, like I told you earlier, I've always been in a safe zone. But every time you come out of that safe zone, the game warns you. You are in a PvP area. Be ready. And, like, I remember this one time, me and this guy were driving. So I got a motorcycle, he got a motorcycle. We were just driving next to each other. You can't shoot on the motorcycle. So we're driving, and he fucking hops off of his motorcycle. Because there's a thing you can do where you can just jump off really fast. He jumps off, pulls his gun out, and as he does it, I make a turn, and like I go
into the safe zone.
I go into a safe zone, and as I go, shoots, right? I barely get in, and then the bullet hits me. And you could tell that you got hit, but then it said 0 damage.
Man.
And I'm like,
That kind of shit pisses me
That
off.
guy outplayed me.
That's some old school RuneScape shit. Did you ever play RuneScape?
No.
So there was RuneScape was by
I know about the game and I know everything about it.
So long story short, the whole starting area is a safe zone.
Yep.
When you go past to like the fucking Forgotten Fields, I forgot what it's called, the barrier, like there's all kinds of people that spawn camp there. Me as a new player, I got up to like level 10 and like I had a bunch of gold from trading and stuff like that. I just walked over there, I got the warning thing, and I immediately got killed. From the distance, from off the screen. People would play it like, you know how you play those side-scroller games and you're off the screen?
Yeah.
You can't see that far, you know? People were like hitting me from that distance, and I'm like, who's killing her? And I died, you know? And I was a kid at the time playing RuneScape, so I didn't know what was going on with that.
That's crazy.
So it was just like how you're saying, like, I hate when people like, why can't we just be cool?
Right.
But I play DayZ, so I'm down for the traders.
DayZ, so I know you're willing to like slaughter
I'm willing
people.
to slaughter
So
to survive.
The cool thing that I like about their game is you can have a clan.
Yeah.
Your clan can be as big as you want, but you can only squad up with 4 people.
Yeah.
So
Keeps it fair.
yeah, it makes it so that you cannot just be a giant wave of people. You can still do that.
Like Rust.
Yeah. But let's say you make a mistake and you shoot your friend. So, like, if me and you are in the same party, we can't kill each other. But if your friend's in the other party, but you're still in the same clan, you could still kill him. So, just because you're in the clan doesn't mean you're in party.
Gotcha.
You know? So, I think that's fair and that's kind of cool. So, like, if people are just throwing grenades crazy or doing whatever the fuck, you can harm everybody around you. I think that's nice.
I get you.
Yeah. I don't know. That was just a side note. I'm kind of trying to figure out what would be a good topic.
I'll download it when I get home. I don't know if I'm going to be conscious to play it, but I want to.
Just get some smelling salts.
I was just going to order them off Amazon, so.
Yeah. That's fair. But I think we pretty much covered everything we were trying to talk about this time around.
I think so.
I think it's a good time to end it here.
I agree. Closer?
Yes, we need to do a closer and then we need to do the opener.
Right.
But afterwards. So
Gotcha.
Just so you know.
Ladies and gentlemen, and all those in between, and all those with 4 legs, 5 legs, 6 legs, don't give a fuck. 3 titties is good.
Feathers.
Feathers. Thank you so much for joining us on tonight's episode of Unapologetic Voices. We hope you enjoyed. Please do follow us, send us emails and comments on unapologeticvoices1@gmail.com. Please give us a rating as well on Spotify if possible. Once we upload the video edition to YouTube, if you could hit that notification bell, subscribe, and like, we'd really appreciate it. If not, go fuck yourself. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, like you said that a lot smoother than I would have said it.
I like how it just comes out the top of my head.
Yeah, no, that was perfect. Again, unapologetic voices1@gmail.com. Email us. Peace out.